Welcome back, everybody. Oh, look at that. We've got ourselves an exciting... You said something was going on over there.
I was working hard.
That's good. I like that. That's nice.
I've solved technology.
Well, in case y'all didn't know what it is that we've got cooking for you today, it's going to be a wonderful matchup, Team Liquid versus Team Aster. You know what's interesting is that I feel like... How do I put this? Sumail is obviously this like giant piece of this Aster team, but in a lot of ways they also have their own identity, but that identity's been like shattered and pulled apart in order to like make room for this bowling, like, you know, wrecking ball that is Sumail. Man, coming in like Miley Cyrus, my goodness. They're taking the whole world by storm though. I think Aster can do it. People aren't believers, but I'm a believer by gumption.
Yeah, I thought about doing it with Kaka or someone, and I was like, come on, it's Aster. Like, I know what the people want.
Totally,
they want their guy, and we're here. We got about 2 minutes until the actual draft starts here. Some of you might be wondering, is this a replay? Is it a rerun? This is live. Hello, it is July the 21st. My watch says 20th. Whoops. Oh, it's actually July the 21st. So that's a mistake on my part. And we're playing again. They just played yesterday. They just did this. They had this matchup. There was a Meepo game 1. There was a Pudge for Team Liquid on the same team. That was pretty wild. Now, keep in mind, they also went Muerta in game 2. In game 1 there was Muerta. Game 2 there was the Pudge and the Meepo. But that game didn't actually mean anything. So Aster did 2-0. But there is also a question of just like, but that game they were already both secured through. So was that the real Liquid? Was that the real Aster? We don't know.
Good questions. I mean, what is even reality? You know, Plato's cave.
Another great question.
All the rest of it. Should we unpack that right now, or should we just talk about what we think is going to happen in the draft?
Well, we got about 30 seconds, so I figure we got time.
All right, let's cut through it. Reality is not real. We nailed it. That's good.
Simulation, number 42.
Yep. All the rest of it.
Put that together. That kind of solves it.
Perfect. And the most important thing is just keep playing Dota through it all. Because we know that's real. That's a real place that people play in the virtual world that is Dota 2. And the two people right behind you, they play it better than most. I'm stoked about this mid matchup that we're going to have, and we can already talk about it a bit more as we are into a draft game number 1. Aster facing off against Team Liquid here in the second round of the group stages. And lo and behold, very similar drafts to what we saw in our last series. Broodband, Ioban, these heroes are good.
Quality heroes, indeed. Oh God, my keyboard's dying.
Don't die. Please,
danger,
keyboard. He needs
danger.
That.
Yeah, what if I... Oh, you know what helps? Is if the thing that you've plugged it into is plugged in.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to give you guys a little hint. Oh, wait, it is plugged in. Oh, no. It's just dead. All right, never mind. We're cool. Sorry, team.
Well, no, you're not cool.
That's actually very bad.
All right, don't worry. It's fine. That's what we have our lovely That's what we have our lovely observers for.
That's right.
You have the PGM. It's going to be great. So Team Liquid, in those series and those games that we had last time around that you were talking about, Aster managed to get the Brood in one of those, and Aster managed to get the IO in the other, and they won both of them. This time around, Brood banned, Aster banned out the IO. It's Liquid with first pick overall, and now they're trying to figure out, do we want to take away the Enigma? Liquid first phased that last time around. Are they going to want to try and take away the Undying's already gone. All right, Timber's what they take. Easy.
Yeah, at least some teams are still putting some respect there on the old Undying. As it was actually, was he totally ignored in our last series? I want to say he was.
I think so.
Yeah. It's kind of wild, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
10 seconds remaining.
Heroes apparently not too good, according to some teams, but good enough here for the ban. And we have Timber. So this hero pretty confident in certain teams' hands. Liquid wanting to be one of those teams. Quest obviously the one that was probably making the most out of this hero for a while, and enforcing some bans in that first phase, creating awkward situations with the first overall pick. And so they're going to grab it here for Liquid. And then not only is this a very powerful hero, that's why a lot of teams do like first pick, but a lot of teams also like second. I don't know. There's a debate right now. Some teams go first, some teams go second. Our last series, it seems both teams were preferring second pick. I didn't actually check for this one. Probably should have done that, but we got moving a bit too fast here. Why I like first pick is when you get a really strong hero like Timbersaw. Like, Timber's very hard to counter. Like, you have heavy magic damage from Snapfire. That's a good start. But not only do you have this to deal with, but they're going to get this next pick after. And picking two potential supports like this, like, obviously it could just be Core Snap. They have the flexibility. I don't know. It doesn't feel as strong to me.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think that this Snap Clockwork combo, I talked about it all last game. During the drafting phase. I think it's an amazing opening. I really like when I see people do this. Siamese Cat, the drafter, did take a lot of time to take it, though, which is a little bit interesting because they burned through a ton of their reserve time, and Liquid just straight up pick up the bat. Now, this is the type of flex that I like a little bit more. I don't know if I'm up on Snapfire 4 anymore. I feel like I just haven't seen it in so long. Everybody's running this hero core, but they obviously still have that potential to swap it around. What do you think about Batrider picked with Timber? It looks weird to me, but it's probably good, right?
I mean, the classic is obviously Batrider versus Timber. They're often not on the same team. I think the Snap thing is that Aster have definitely been running. They've actually run more support than Core so far at this tournament, but you're right. That is a little bit unusual. It's typically the idea is that you pick it early because you're thinking like, oh, it's going to be solid. But like, for example, when they've done it twice already this tournament, they've done this early Snap when they have last pick, and then they grab a Storm Spirit or an Ember Spirit for Sumail if it's still left in. But then during one of the other games, they got Snap in the second phase and still just grabbed a Phoenix later, right? So this idea of just, obviously they're very happy to run it mid because she is looking like a strong hero like we just saw in our last game. But the support is still there when you have the right combinations. But yeah, I would agree that overall, Bat has been looking pretty hot to me too. Probably just a little bit weaker in that support role, and that's why he's not seeing as much across most of the teams.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's still good, though, to be clear. I think it is still a very strong support. I think probably right here, this is likely going to be a support playing with the Timber if it goes offlane.
Well, the Bloodseeker's now banned out along with that Monkey King. Again, looking back to the drafts, the previous games that they played, this was sort of a similar situation. Liquid then went on to ban Snap in those games because it had already been taken, along with some Rubik action there. Rubik still feels pretty good. Trying to think of what else they might want to pick. Like, they have the damage kind of to deal with Timbersaw, but likewise, you know, these are a couple heroes that Whirling Death, the Timbersaw gets on top of them. It's a bit scary to be these other guys here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Faceless Void lately versus the Timbersaw, so not too surprising with that ban. It's like laning stage is decent enough that you can just jump out of the burst damage, but then obviously like the whole late game idea of just like locking him down in place and getting the burst before he can build up those big stacks with a heavy magic damage, and it's a combo they've already used on Aster with Chrono plus Snap. Just super simple execution there, so that'll be the first thing they remove. But I mean, that's one of the good things about Timbersaw. Like, you can pick the hero early and it still can just look really good. It is not an easy hero to counterpick right now.
Right. Well, and one of the heroes that I think about a lot getting banned in the second phase is my favorite guy of all time, the old Darkseer. But I hate playing Darkseer into Timbersaw. Like, you can vacuum him out of Timber Chain fine, all well and good. Sometimes the punch can be like a lot of magic damage later. But Ion Shell, it just feels so bad against Timber. You're just doing nothing. And that's something that I feel like often would get banned out in the second phase. But now Liquid, they can just take a lot of these other cores and other things. They don't have to worry about it too much. In fact, if they wanted to, they could even take it themselves.
Statistically, you know who the worst hero versus Timber is? As in the best hero, versus Timber is actually
who's that?
Is OD. And then
now we're
consider they just played the OD to counter their Meepo, and you'd have Astral versus Lasso.
That's pretty hype.
That could be kind of cool. It would be a late pick for sure for Aster, like potentially like a 10th hero overall, but it could be cool. They're gonna grab the Tidehunter. This hero definitely falling off in my eyes for a lot of teams, but not Aster. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 wins straight here at the tournament. Have not lost with the Tide.
5 seconds remaining.
Interesting.
Of course, they only have 1 loss, so I don't know if that really means much, but they're picking Tide a lot and they're winning games.
Okay, that's always good. I'm curious what the differential is of like win rate on Tidehunter of Aster, and then like what it is for every other team. It's probably like a lot worse then. Aster's kind of bullying up the win rate of this old watermelon man.
I mean, I feel like he was having a rough time over at Bali here near the end. Obviously, it started out and it was like, oh, this hero's looking really good. So far, yeah, that looks to be correct. He has a 46% win rate overall at the event. So
and then 5-1 with Aster. Or
no, just straight up 1, 2, 3, just 4-0 for Aster. Yeah.
4-0. Okay, so it's actually like at a 30% win rate or something overall for Tidehunter.
Aster are carrying Tide pretty hard right now.
Let's see if they can do it again, or if he's going to weight them down like that. Anchor in his hand, as Templar Assassin gets picked up now along with the Rubik. Kind of funky draft from Liquid, not as like sort of single-minded as I think about sometimes like we saw in the last time from Gaming Gladiators, but definitely a lot of good heroes that they got working. Medusa, still there.
I feel like they've picked like 3 of the common Timber counters. Batrider, like TA and Rubik, right? Like using the refractions, having some pure damage to try and spill into it. It's a very interesting strategy. But we got a Medusa game. Have we gotten to cast a Medusa yet? I don't think we have. I don't recall watching her quite yet here. In her new era of another round of nerfs.
Yeah. God, I you know what I found myself thinking? I was like, I said this on a stream the other day that like, I feel like I keep wanting Medusa to get nerfed more and more, and what I'm discovering is that I just want old Medusa back, and it's not coming back. You know,
no, she's gone.
It's like there's no bringing back old Medusa. It's okay though. We'll get through it together.
They have won 2 of their games so far with the Medusa. Overall, the event though, again, not a successful hero. She's been banned 32 times, only picked 7. And with the 40% win rate, and again, 2 of those wins are Aster. So other teams struggling pretty hard to make the hero work.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, getting it this late in the draft has got to be at least a little bit good in that way. But
yeah, they go for the best core bands, probably Anti-Mage and Pango. The other big support hero is typically the Shadow Demon. Is that worth making? I mean, kind of. Is it worth making that move? You do. The problem is then you're. I don't know. Yeah, you have to do TA safe. Yeah, TA safe lane, and then Zai can either play the Bat or the Timber. They have some flex, but then the problem is, of course, they're still going to be the 10th overall for Aster.
I think the only way, if you're doing all those move around things and putting CA safe lane, then you just get Darkseer as an answer to Medusa, and you put Timber mid. But I don't know. I think
still the Darkseer, yeah.
I think we're probably just looking for a carry at this point. Could go back for Morph. Oh my God, is it all coming full circle? Oh please, no more, never again.
I don't know. That hero seems to be gone.
Dude, I think they're gonna do it. I
mean, to be fair, I guess he's been played more than Medusa. We haven't had the privilege of casting one yet, but at least he's looking a little better. Probably just because he's being picked in better circumstances.
Not again.
You don't have to force him as hard.
Please, no more Medusa Liquid. Don't do it to me. I'm begging you. Not Morphling. Please, don't do it. Oh God. Oh no. Is it gonna come on out? Team Aster's turn to pick. Oh, thank God. Oh no, but that's just as bad.
Imagine cheering for Wind Ranger. That's the point you're at.
This is what Morphling's done to us, Trent.
That's a pretty interesting choice. I mean, I think that puts the snap mid, and you go for a different support. I mean, unless there's something that they really think counterpicks it that hard. To me, I feel like the snap's been a pretty good matchup when we've seen it. I mean, Puck doesn't look great because it's a TA in terms of just catching heroes.
Right.
You know, Shadow Demon actually is kind of cool for them too. If they want to do snap mid, go Shadow Demon. They'd have it with their Medusa. They'd have it versus the Wind Ranger and versus the TA. Kind of hype. Oh yeah. Oh
let's
yeah.
go.
Oh,
let's
get
go.
him. That's a sweet pick, I gotta say. That's a nice grab. Kaka Shadow Demon.
All right. I love
I
it.
have to go Aster after that. That's, I wanted them to pick it. They picked it. I'm all in.
I think
Where are my
also,
channel points? How do I spend them?
I also think that Shadow Demon building up those stacks, eventually getting into an Aghanim Scepter, Nisha's game is just going to be ruined until he gets the Windrun Dispel. Is Undispellable, rather.
Yeah.
But there's a long window in there where Liquid are going to have to wade through some mucky stuff. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do we like it?
Well, I got to figure myself out here. We got Snapfire over here.
You're picking his nose.
And Wind Ranger.
What are you doing?
All right. That's very embarrassing. I could just floss their teeth instead.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're feeling more the Snapfire. You're liking Sumail this game.
Yeah, I'm over with this guy.
All right.
It's a bit tough.
Fair enough. I think Liquid, the one thing that I'm interested about is I feel like Liquid is one of those teams that has become incredibly good at delaying games until they can get to a winning position. And it feels like when it gets to super late Dota, anything can happen. And I think they're one of the best teams at getting there. So I just find it really hard to bet against Liquid.
Well, you can spend your points right now. It's actually up in the channel. Hurry, quick! I've all my points on Aster.
Oh God, we're betting on games. What have we brought it to?
It's over.
I'm betting on Liquid. I'm going all in. My God, I don't even know how many channel points I have. I have 500. Not so great. That's not a very high number. Wow. Okay.
It's gonna get bigger though, right?
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Nisha with the smoke pop. He's still holding the obs though, so probably gonna be all right. I highly doubt they're gonna drop a sentry on that.
Yeah. No. That one is probably a freebie, I would imagine. As everybody gathering together in the mid lane, Aster not wanting to get him to pick out. Look at this formation that they have. Medusa up front. It's a flying V. Okay, now they messed up the formation. What the hell, Aster? Come on, guys. Make me look bad. Unbelievable. Mr. Siamese Cat himself walking around the corner, running into some danger. Do they have enough for the kill, though? They have no stuns and minimal slows. So, no, not quite going to work out there. But they did give him what's what.
The battle begins.
And will they secure 2 bounty runes? Or can Liquid get there in time? Liquid with the triple. Kaka getting chased down. A second round of the flame break. A couple more punches. The blood grenade down low. Kaka in trouble. Boxy looking for the finish there. Can he quite get it in time? Scatterblast, he's living. Not so lucky is Zai. Siamese Cat picks up the first blood.
Alrighty, Aster. Sorry. Getting in there.
Tell me.
My thoughts. In terms of the setups, the thing I like the most is having Kaka down bottom with the Shadow Demon. It's something we talk about all the time. It's just this idea of Shadow Demon being on this lane. I mean, the setup is proper anyway because you have Kaka playing the Clockwork with the melee hero with the Medusa. This is what you want to see all the time. It just makes it much easier for the Medusa to lane. This is what Clockwork wants to have too because he creates the space. She still gets the right click. All's good. But most importantly, it's good setups. This is why I like the Shadow Demon this time because typically I'm kind of against Shadow Demon 4. Shadow Demon support unless you run it 4. I think 5, it's not as good because you don't get the same stacking opportunities. So I'm always looking for that when it comes to this hero, and he's paired with a Tidehunter. So to me, the stack game looks crazy for Aster, and I'm not sure they're going to hit the same numbers on the side of Liquid because they have Mickey on the TA, but they don't really have the best supports to make the moves and get those stacks going.
Right. The support, like the ability to take them is there to a large extent, but the ability to actually make them is not as much. Yeah, we'll see how that ends up working out right now. Kaka sitting over to the side trying to block out the camp and is just kind of going to get run down, it looks like. Ooh, one more hit, Insania. The one that actually gets the last touch on him with that. So nicely played. Oh, it does look like they're going to be able to force back Siamese Cat up on the top side.
And our mid lane so far is not looking so good there, bud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, I mean,
Oh my
I don't think
God.
this would be a big surprise. I mean, it's definitely a surprise that it's this one-sided, but this has kind of been the norm for Snap mid. Like, I've seen it a couple times versus the Wind Ranger, and well, I mean, think about what does Wind Ranger have in this situation? Like, what is Wind Run going to do for you? Anything? No.
Right.
Scatterblast, Fire Snap Cookie, like the creep control is pretty real there from Sumail, and you can't get these big trades. Like Wind Ranger can sometimes bully a little bit or do some shenanigans with Wind Run, like maybe under the tower. Not gonna happen. So yeah, Sumail is just crushing.
Such a monster. Like 16-10 right now versus the 8-2, and like yeah, there's a definitely a difference in terms of the amount of like last hitting power, 63 base damage versus 71, but I mean it's everything. He's just he's taking everything from him. Sumail's a level ahead. Nisha's like in danger of dying here, and
It feels like
still getting denies.
the only good use of Wind Run is that if you are holding it and he tried to cookie you, you wouldn't get hit. Like if he tries to like cookie a creep into you, you could Wind Run out the distance. But
Right.
I don't think you can like hold it. You can't just be holding Wind Run the whole time or you're getting no value out of it. You're trying to like actively use it for the trades and everything. And then missing some of the ones under the tower there too. So at least he gets a little bit of redemption on that. Yeah, it's not looking so great. So we might need some rotations mid. Unfortunately, you have a Bat Rider who's not the best at rotating, especially when there's any sort of mobility from the enemy mid. Like, even just Cookie is enough to pretty much ruin the plans of a Bat. So Boxy's just going to try and get there in time for the stack. He barely makes it. And he'll get that top rune covered.
Nisha can't quite get it in time. Sumail picks up the water rune and then heads off the other direction. And in the meantime, Boxy right on top of Siamese Cat, who is trying to back away. And with Sumail rotating over, that gives enough coverage for the Clockwork to get out of trouble. So, 4-minute mark. The lanes definitely right now into the favor of Dire, with that mid being the biggest differential we're seeing.
And then the person who's going to be the siege engine, the thing who gets things moving for Liquid, will probably be Zai when he hits 6 in terms of its like top lane, because sometimes you'll see rotations right to your Timber, try and pressure this Medusa, see if he can zone her back into the jungle. He should take some more hits under the tower. Clockwork, not really the best support to just like hold a tower either. So the lane can kind of crumble at that point if you do bring in that pressure. That's when you might see Kaka make the rotation. If he has to do that, he's doing less stacks, so that could be good for them. So far, he's been very busy in the lane. Only got a single stack done so far. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities to waltz his way back, since there is some vulnerabilities here for XXS.
Right.
Speaking of walking back.
Yep. Has to head over. They are going to make a move, though, now with Clockwork. He drops a ward, waiting to see if anybody steps too far forward, and they can maybe make a play onto Mikair and Sania.
Ooh,
But
this is cool.
I think this should be noticed. Oh.
Well, the thing is that... Oh, nice ward. Yep, Insania spots him. That was big.
Right.
Now, mind you, they know because they have a sentry down, but they did this while they were pushing under tower.
Nicely played. The timing, it looks okay here, but, I mean, with the rotation coming in for Boxy, he's going to kill off Kaka. So Aster not really going to be able to get the full value out of this. And, well, we'll be able to get the D ward after the fact, most likely. Think? That's okay?
Yeah, he's
leaving
just
it?
making sure that he's going to run away, I think.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
all right.
no, he got
the
bopped, dude.
Yeah, they get the D ward instead.
Oh, but his sentry doesn't hit his sentry. He doesn't actually see the Aster one. So Pichu's
that's
still
so
going to get the
annoying.
D ward. Oh, that's frustrating.
God. Just out of range. Okay. Meanwhile,
And they get another one, too.
yeah. Well, Wind Ranger is level 5. Sumail is level 6.
He might. Jeez, there was
Yeah.
a moment there. That was close. The Wind Run was coming back, but certainly a chance, because he has no raindrops either. There might have been a Cookie Scatterblast play
Right.
into ulti.
Now, one thing that is a concern here for Liquid is I don't think they're getting a Wisdom Rune.
Oh, wait, hold.
Insania's heading over.
He has no cogs. He might get it.
Oh, he doesn't have cogs. Oh, Insania. No.
Oh, he didn't get it.
He didn't quite.
Dire's
It might have been a battery assault hit at that point or something, but whatever the case is, that is Liquid not able to pick one up, and just trying to get out. He TPs away, doesn't even die for it. Damn.
Yeah, we're seeing this more and more with Clockworks, the 2-0-1 build, and pays off. Immediately grabs the cogs after it for. Heh. So yeah, double wisdom there. Bad start here for Liquid on a couple issues. They do still hold the gold lead though overall.
Right.
But it's pretty minimal, obviously.
Oh my god, look at that DD on Snap. It's doing 220 damage for a bit. Does have that cookie ready. Nisha needs to be careful with this about his positioning. They want to go. Oh, cookie, good dodge. And Nisha knew.
The rune will be bottom here, but Kaka's there to secure it. Sumail will be able to grab it here.
Looking for the rundown. Could come out in a moment with the Mortimer's Kisses. Trying to get in range, but the lift back. Kaka in a weird position. Does he get the right aim? Oh, good dodging from Boxy, but one last hit. Sumail able to touch him up. Gets the kill.
I think he was thinking he might get away with it without having to use the ulti, so then he pops it a bit late, but still manages to grab it. Does leave XSS vulnerable down there for a little while, but okay, he doesn't quite have the damage. He's got 2 points Kraken, 2 points Anchor Smash. They also have a ward near these Ancient stacks, so they're keeping an eye on that. Might be a move that Liquid goes for, like Wind Ranger coming in, trying to get a bit aggressive, using the TA to maybe steal them, but she's not quite ready. She's only level 6 right now. Doesn't have those mid levels, you know? Not going to be 8 or 9 anytime soon.
No. Wind Ranger had already used Power Shot, so doesn't decide to try and go for Kaka there, but it is still going to be the stacks gotten on both sides of the map. So something to watch for here is where these stacks end up going, because both teams definitely capable of taking them. As XXS takes a couple pot shots there, but they will be able to drive them away.
Boxy doing the long run around here. Stole a bit of XP as Sumail was doing some stacks, but he's going for a big old backstab with the help of this ward.
That should help.
They see him, though, on the Watcher. And now recognizing what's going on, Kaka heading by, level 5, got some good damage on him. Can they do any more? With Insania moving in, that's actually going to be enough to kill off Kaka. Not bad at all. They bring numbers, though. Monet doesn't want to let Boxy get away with this, but he's moving fast. Dude, this is, I mean, it was 5 heroes, essentially, from Aster, and Boxy... This is space created. Holy moly. He's away.
He gets hit by the catapult. All right, but they're hammering. They're moving into the agents. That was a wild one. Kaka was so confident running up to that Batrider. Like, he knew he was there. Like you said, he just disabled the Watcher. Boxy will eventually fall.
All right. And just to get that kill.
All right, well, Nisha gonna have to find a path back into this one. Gonna try and work towards that Maelstrom here as Zai's dropping items. Kaka not, that was close. We almost had a second item disappear here.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Now, Atos out. Ravage at the ready, managed to find that stun. Looking for more, want to save Kisses, and they will. So Aster. Lots of good moves from them.
Yeah, I'd rather spend Ravage than Kisses. I feel like the Kisses are much more likely to secure these kills, and the piggy bank is a little stuffed there.
Yeah, he is. He's building up quite a bit of gold for himself. Man.
It's going to be difficult to utilize that gold in some ways, though, for the TA, you know? Like, I guess he's probably going to go pretty aggressive overall with the build. Maybe if you're a pretty active one, because, like, Wind Ranger can't farm those.
Oh, it's going with Zai to take it.
Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense. Because I think it's way too much to have Mickey, like, rotate over and farm those, but Zai, instead of, like, trying to, like, keep pressure going up top, he's just going to utilize this instead. He's certainly the hero that's going to get the most done on this map right now with this gold. Like, no question.
Right.
This is definitely the best way to do it.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from them. So clears up those stacks in just a couple rounds and salvos of the chakra. And suddenly, Zai right up there at top net worth marks with the Medusa, who's farming up another stack herself. Monet has been a bit busy. decides to come and grab the creep wave towards mid. Is a lot of just sort of battling going on there in mid lane. But has an ancient stack to retreat to after farming up these these creeps.
And they're going to take that newfound golden on Zai and immediately push this tower. Nothing XS can do. It's a bit too low here. I mean, they can throw it a glyph if they want.
Ooh, big move. Fake. Trying to fake the Shadow Demon move over with an illusion, making him think it's just illusions. But it's real. They're in the area. Boxy in trouble and going to go down. Mickey, you get the banishment. Tries to back away on Kaka. Pops the ulti on Nisha, doing good damage with the hook shot. That's enough to take down Nisha, but wait a minute. What did he steal there on Rubik? Got the kisses, throws him back the other way. Now trying to take down one. Well, Siamese Cat taking some Mortimer shots and will end up dying to Mickey, while Sumail in very far. Zai making use of that gold to get himself a nice pick off. So they take down Sumail to boot. That is a good fight for Liquid. My goodness.
Yeah, I think that Liquid were really happy they decided to defend that and to rotate that many heroes. I didn't think they would bother on Aster. It kind of felt like a situation where you're better off just farming this whole time up, but I guess maybe they see an opportunity as like, if we just shut down Nisha, get that kill, and nothing else happens, then his game's just over, you know? But unfortunately, Zai is still able to take over that fight. He's now top net worth on the board. They get the tower. I think he even got the last hit in the middle of that engagement as well, plus a steal on kisses that they can use again. That's not necessarily something you're going to want to give up right away.
Oh. Boxy. Oh! Sneaky gets out of trouble. Look at that dodge. Insania is liking what he's seeing. So Boxy going for another round?
Yeah, and again, though, more vision over those Ancients. They also blocked it with a sentry, so they tried to do a stack. It failed. I don't know if they noticed necessarily that's what happened. And vengeance is swift here from Boxy. He's going to get it.
Oh, man. God. Siamese Cat just sees this little flame wall leave behind, and hell, nothing he can do. Dude, if he didn't smoke, if he didn't pop Firefly, if he didn't do all of those little things, he doesn't get that Wisdom Rune in time.
No. And so, sure, you lost the first two, but you get the next two. That's definitely value. And Insania, he has the kisses back up in 15 seconds, so I'd be looking for a smoke into a focus fire with this fresh Maelstrom. They got big damage available now. That's versus any of these heroes could go down, Dusa included.
Wow, XXS. Yeah, getting jumped on by Zai. Man, Zai is so huge. Kaya Sanj misses on that Chakram and the banish. Okay, things got weird. Zai may be in some trouble, but trying to move in with the Mortimer's kisses. They're ways away for the rest of the team. XXS gets hit by another Chakram. They take down XXS. Can find more kisses coming in from far away. Kaka getting caught for a moment. Boxy right on top of him. Can't quite catch back up to Siamese Cat yet, but will get him with Nisha. Sumail, in the meantime, tries to turn to fight, but they can't do it. Liquid pulling things together here to a 5K gold lead.
And a shackle, too, to make sure he can't hookshot out. Kind of looked like he was about to use that to escape, but locked it down. And, man, you can really see the early points in Arcane Supremacy. He only had 2 points at the start of that fight, with the but 18% spell amp on stolen kisses early. Like, you just saw, Kaka just melted.
Yeah.
Cup full of clicks there. And this is, of course, with Mickey having the Deso now done, so they can Roche whenever they want from Liquid and take that away from this Dusa lineup. They would love to get a Roche and just start marching with Ravage.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I just can't help but think how different this game would look if Insania had not stolen kisses. You know, that is what enabled so many of these, like, next couple of moments to completely turn around. The Rubik has been a problem for the Snapfire, and they're building off of it.
I like how Rubik was, like, the worst support ever, like, a month and a half ago. It was, like, a completely unpicked, you know, I was like, before Bali, everyone's like, this hero's trash now. He's no good.
Well, and of course, XXS.
At least he bought out.
Yeah, he, again, is in trouble and starting to fall. And, I mean, this hero, it's just not as tanky when you go the Meteor Hammer build. Hard to get away from that one. And, I mean, again, we talked about the Rubik play, but also Zai has just consistently set the tempo.
Mickey has just been mad chill in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Big farmed at this point. Into the Roche. Boxy has been a complete menace, like you're seeing down here now. He's doing a great job in the support bat. I think it's a hero that is definitely still valuable in this role. This is why you can pick it up so early. And just fire-flying a wave like that is so frustrating. Just getting away. He leaves the flag bearer, but that's cool. Oh, and the orbit destruction for Mickey. Oh,
dude.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Golly gee. That's a lot of damage.
He's going to be a scary guy. There's no doubt about that one. Blink Dagger done now.
Whew, okay.
Aster, what do you do?
That is the question right now. Sumail is going for the eggs early on this Snapfire. Not going to opt for like some of this damage play or like Silver Edge. He's going to be Goblin. So he's going to be sending in XXS whether he likes it or not.
Well, that'll be good because then he can Ravage and then blink out afterwards.
That's right. Or maybe we'll send him Monet. That sounds pretty good too.
Okay. Sounds like fun. Yeah, I guess that is one thing to be concerned about. Like, Aster's basically been throwing bodies. Monet not going for the butterfly build afterwards, instead going the Manta right into Scotty. So a bit of an older school Dusa build.
Yeah, seems pretty good. I mean, you're versus the Timber Saw, you're versus the TA. It's got some merit in this one.
See what ends up happening. 19 minutes in. And it's a 7k gold lead. Liquid just bowling along here.
I think the Shard for Insania would be the best thing to get next for Liquid. I think at 20 minutes they should try and torment it up for him. I mean, he's going to try and save the gold, but ideally you just get it for free. Because I'm looking at who's had the least impact in this game, and I feel like it's kind of been like Pichu, aka Siamese Cat. Like, I think this has not been the best Clockwork performance so far because the targets aren't that easy to grab. Like, if he hops on Bat, he can just fly out, get away. Templar Assassin's a pretty scary hero to hop on top of as well, because unless your allies are there like right away to destroy her, she might just cull you down first. And if they get the Rubik telekinesis shard, then it's just GG. Like, he can't lock anyone down.
Yeah. No, it's a huge problem, that one. And I agree, prioritizing it would be super solid for Insania. But we'll see. 20-minute mark coming up right now as there is a lot of vision in the mid. Kaka down to half HP. One round of Psyblades, but will be able to get away. The imprisonment buys enough time. Hookshot in, dodged again, but they're able to find him the second time. Pushed back by the cogs, and Boxy finally punished.
Does buy out at the last second there with the Mithril Hammer, so doesn't lose too much at least. Oh, looks like, never mind. He didn't have enough reliable gold anyway, so. Apparently he still lost 153 according to the team fight thing.
Zai takes down a tower. Again, structural damage. Liquid moving around the map, pushing people to various areas. They do lose one, but still gain a good go of it. Now, after the Scotty, Medusa deciding to go into the MKB, so wanting to have answers for Nisha. How much do you think at this point Liquid need to keep up the pace? Do you think it's a concern at all, or do you think that like they're going to continue to scale against Aster?
I would be more concerned if Kaka was having a better game. I feel like that is where it's going to start looking a little bit better, but he's pretty poor for a 4 Shadow Demon because these fights started happening. They were losing these engagements. Like, ideally, you're getting Ag's blink at the same time that Medusa's like really ready to start fighting. That's when I think the game's going to feel a lot better for them, but we'll see. Maybe he'll pick up some farm and get some stacks right now. He does get the shard for free, so that's a good start. The cleanse will be there. But ideally, like this whole idea of this counter pick, this was a 10th pick support, so that means that you need to have a really big impact in the game, and you're ideally looking to just Demonic Purge and just ruin the game of Nisha, right? That's going to be your goal in this one, as well as getting the saves like Disruption on the lasso and stuff. So he has a lot of potential, but in order to reach that potential, you need Eggs, you need Blink, and you also kind of want Aether Lens too.
Right. Boxy's been having the game that
Yes.
they wanted for Kaka, and he also just got gifted a shard. So that is one at least benefit for Aster, is that the shard did not go immediately to Insania. But Kaka gonna need to keep buying some extra space for himself and keep farming up at this point. He's 2.5 components to the Aghanim Scepter, so still doing pretty well, but needs more time.
Yeah, and Insania is just fade bolting a wave down here, so he's about to get the gold anyway for the shard. It's not too big of a deal. And Liquid's going to be very ready to move things forward here. There's this big window, though, where there is no Aegis, and that's certainly where you're going to feel the most comfortable, but they could also just go out and like flex these BKBs, right? I mean, we're still holding 9 seconds on Nisha, hasn't used it yet, and the fresh one's being delivered to Mickey, so they can just run this map right now.
I am kind of hoping that the team that takes big chances wins.
Yes.
Again.
You're hoping
I want
for
risky
that,
Dota.
That was a hell of a game from Team Spirit, no doubt about that. That was a wild comeback versus Game Gladiators. If you didn't, I mean, spoilers, but if you didn't see it, Game 2, it's pretty good. I'd recommend. You know what else is pretty good this game is Halberd. They got Wind Ranger. They got Templar Assassin, so that's why they're building 2 of them. Sumail considering it right now, as well as XXS. But they're on the move here. They're smoked up. This is their grab. Nice hook.
Big jump, ravage every damn thing. And then they find Boxy as well. All of a sudden,
BKB.
Aster make a big move. Well, they don't quite manage to get Boxy. Instead, it's Kaka that goes down. My God, they're starting to fall apart a little bit. Mickey hit huge on these guys, and now Sumail forced to TP away. Oh, he hit on a creep instead of Sumail. That might have made the difference. Regardless, Aster get a kill on mid in exchange for the 2 supports.
Oh, I think it was the Gossamer Cape. Okay, I was confused. It must have been the Gossamer Cape.
Was it?
I think. Because I don't think he hit a creep.
Okay.
Because it looked like it was targeting him. But yeah, he's got Gossamer on it. But it also wasn't on cooldown when I clicked, so I'm not sure. Might have been just a little bit too late on my eyes. But yeah, they get out of that one. I like that idea, though, of trying to use the Gobble Up to kill Boxy after, since, like, you know, BKB isn't, like, just total safety anymore, since we just have the magic resistance, but still wasn't up there. Another hook.
Okay. Finding Mickey, no BKB, he's gone. Mickey just in no man's land and gets punished heavily. Gobble up, chase, hello Insania, but can't quite get him. He lifts himself out. That's why you buy the shard, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice.
I think Mickey thought he was more covered by the Rubik than he actually was. Was expecting that Insania could just save him if something were to happen. Or maybe he didn't think the hookshot was going to be back that fast, because that felt pretty quick to me too. But that last fight was kind of extended.
Well, the timing of this sets up perfectly. If they get a quick spawn on Roche, we got to wait 9 seconds to figure out what the time's going to be. Timber finishes a freaking heart on Zai. So that's quick. And that's crazy.
Ah. Yeah, how are you going to kill him?
Hey, listen, just do it, right? Go for it.
Like I got 2 demonic purges, so just see if we can lock this guy down a bit here and get level 18. Maybe that's it. It is a long spawn. It's about 2 minutes here. The main thing that's good for Aster is that it is guaranteed to be dire side. So they will have the buyback advantage, but there's also just this caveat of, like, when you're Radiant, it kind of feels like you're pushing up this way anyway. You kind of lose this space as the dire, so it's still very contestable for Liquid, especially because they still have a tier 1 tower. So their own TP to this Roche is still relatively close.
On talking about this too, Aster, they really want to hit this timing hard. I mean, again, Monet, MKB done. He's had for a second the butterfly, but now cues up the Daedalus, and Zai kind of in an awkward spot. Hook shot connects. Can they do it? What do they have in the tank? Meteor Hammer, not going to land. They do have Ravage, ready to throw it. Thought about going, but no. The lift again, buying enough space for Zai. So they hold their Ravage, use just about every other ulti.
Yeah, you could see it, though. I mean, Kaka has the Aghanims, right? So the break coming into play there. He was not getting anything going. In terms of the build-up of the stacks, he only had 2 armor stacks.
Into it they go. They pull back and kill the Clockwork, but the Ravage comes out. Great BKB from Mickey. Keeps him alive. And then the Stone Gaze. That's enough. It gets him caught and gonna get the kill. Now they throw Kaka in onto Zai while Monet is beating into it, almost killing Nisha. BKB barely keeps him alive. Now onto Zai, trying to do all that he can. This heart, it's a lot of work, but will it be enough? As they start to beat into this Timber Saw, those reactive stacks up to 40. Will it be enough? Tries to Timber Chain away. Do they have anything to break it? The Cookie! Oh, Sumail, gets there in time. They take down Zai in the end and opening up Roche.
Ooh,
Nice
the turn
play
is
by
here.
Sumail.
Well, they only lose Clockwork, and then the buyback comes through. And that was a bad way to start the fight, to have to focus down the Timber Saw early. But what was so sick was that blinking from XXS, and he didn't let the Ravage rip. Because the BKB, not only did they do the Rubik save, but also the BKB got popped by Zai. So it was almost like a little bit of bait there by XXS. Comes back in, gets the Ravage later, and makes a fantastic play. And then I don't think there's any way they're going to get here in time. Insania is running up here. It's just some vision, hoping to maybe take a fight immediately after if they do a greedy push in. I'm not even sure why they bothered scanning, frankly. But they're going to know it is gone.
Nikkei still farming in this area. Now, again, they have great vision on the side of Liquid, and they are not ones to shy away from a fight if they see an opportunity. Now, Sumail is not with them at all. I don't know if he walked over onto that trap, but they have some vision over there. Liquid looking for an engagement. They might know that Sumail is not there.
They know for sure now.
Looking, wanting to find somebody.
He has box too, so.
Trying to find an opening. It doesn't look like they're quite going to be able to get him.
And here he comes.
Liquid go in. Zai, first man in. They do have tendrils, but no Ravage. Lasso, that's a good one to get. Can they bring him down in time? Kaka, how is he not dead? How did the disarm? Oh, that disarm. They couldn't kill him off. Now Boxy getting chased down by XXS. Aster are team fighting so well as they take down 2.
Dude, this Shadow Demon pick was so good. It's actually, it's over. Like, they can't fight if they don't take him down early. The break is absolutely destroying them. Like, I don't know if you can really count on break that much with Shadow Demon. It wasn't even in my considerations that much. Like, I was more so thinking, like, saves from the lasso and just purging the Wind Ranger. But the break is just killing them. Like, Zai, he has this heart, but he can't be that tanky. Every fight, he's getting hit, and he's just not building reactive armor stacks.
Yeah. Man, craziness. I mean, this is one of those times now, too, where... I mean, yeah, it's only 1,000 gold lead, but this is Medusa. We've seen this hero go insane so many times and just about has a completed Silver Edge. They're going to start going. Meteor Hammer down. Don't quite connect with that Shackle. I mean, this is before Sumail even gets level 20. They're making it happen.
The flare hits Boxy as he comes out of his TP, too. Like, he was there with the blink and the lasso possibility, but nothing going to happen. And yeah, Mickey's farming. They're smoked up. They got to bring Mickey back here pretty soon.
He's cutting waves, so they don't have a creep wave except for this one. If they can finish that off, and they will manage to.
He's going for Kaka.
Going for it. Big play. Kaka hit once, twice. Is it going to be enough? He's burning down to death. No Kaka in this fight. Meanwhile, though, Monet is doing a lot of damage, but they will get the disarm. Zai in on top of him. Now the buyback from the Rubik. Man, that damage coming out. Good Shackle latching on there as Aster walk forward. They're not deterred. Zaya's 40 stacks, and it just, they don't care. Beating into him, hitting buildings.
Sir, you have no creeps.
That's
you
true.
Need to leave. Oh, feeling very bold. But yeah, they got their main target. Great play there from Boxy as well. Like, they used the power shot for the additional vision by the looks of it there to try and get that perfect jump. Grabs him. He dodged the hook shot. You actually saw him do a stutter step. Oh, speaking of dodge hook shot, that one's missing.
That was nice. Wade throwing one side, finding the back line. In on to Sumail. Sumail half HP. A couple more hits. Takes down one. Siamese cat in trouble. Now Zai being slowed down. The disarm is there as they chase Sumail. I mean, okay, with no Shadow Demon nearby, this is kind of working well. He is now with the rest of the team. Monet starts to beat up on one. Can't break that Blink Dagger, though. And instead, an Atos, Kaka, throws down one salvo, has the Demonic Purge at the ready. Tendrils of the Deep, Zai starting to drop lower, but it's really hard to kill him. Kaka! Kaka dying! Boxy right on top of him. He just goes down. Wait, what is going on with Aster?
The positioning. They weren't really respecting it there. Tries to get kind of a greedy ward. I feel like he still felt kind of strong. I mean, look at them. They have Aegis and Cheese, right? He's thinking like, oh, we're still strong. We still have these big items. But if Kaka falls, the fights are not easy. And they're not clumping as hard. They're playing a little bit more like pick-off stuff there from Liquid. They didn't have everything there to throw onto that damage because a lot of it has been the purges. It's also been the disseminates because this guy's so insanely tanky on the Timber that you're just boosting up all this damage every time it disseminate. But unable to get the damage in that time. And Zai playing so nicely by disassembling this Kaya into the halberd. He is just putting the body in there and really controlling up this Medusa.
Yeah. No, the disassemble like into the halberd has been clutch. And Liquid now going to find themselves another round of the shard. This time given to Zai, so has a little bit more damage to throw it with that flamethrower. I mean, the fact that Boxy was able to get so much farm and has been able to build into like the Blink BKB with the drums, it's really opened up their game more to find Kaka and just jump him at the start of these fights.
Yep. I'm expecting a, I was going to say Blink for Kaka, but it looks like he wants to go for the Aeon next instead.
Okay.
Why Aeon over Blink this time? I guess because he's not expecting an early nullifier based on their heroes. That's definitely one part of it.
Okay.
There is Bat Rider and, like, you know, maybe he's thinking that he can't get the distance. Like, if they have a ward, he's going to get caught anyway. There's Invis consideration later on that he gets caught, like, hiding with Blinks. I don't know. I feel like Blink looks pretty solid to me.
Yeah, I guess that it's sort of weird when they're all, like, having to... I mean, they're the ones that want to be on the front foot, too, I guess. And so, oftentimes, he's going to be in vision unless he's smoked. So, like, he's just sort of accepting that he's going to get lassoed.
Yeah, the number one item that he wants in this game is just ninja gear.
Right.
That's the dream, you know?
Hello, hello. Foxy. Ooh, oh my god. He found him after the blink. Lift away. Siamese cat. Controlled. Push back. Mickey onto him. Mickey gets the kill. Sumail. Zai's on him too. This fight looking okay right now for Liquid. And, well, Kaka throws out one round of the ulti. They get the lasso. Gonna get that kill. Can they bring down Kaka? They will. XXS is gonna end up falling, but the bigger kill is going to be taking down Mickey with Monet. In the end, Sumail turns, finds Boxy, and then Cheese TP out. Not gonna happen. The lift was there. Sumail, though, oh, he's just getting burned. The flamethrower throws out another scatter blast, but he's going to be brought down. So 4 go down Liquid. Get the fight they were wanting.
Just a smoldering pile there. Yeah, there's the damage. It's all Zai. He is carrying real hard in this game. And there was a very early purge there onto Nisha. He couldn't really do much in that fight. He kind of got zoned out early. I mean, I say do much. He still did tons of damage. He still did just as much damage as the Deuce and the Snap, but it's all overshadowed here by Zai's ability to just stay in these engagements. Great focus there as well. And now a Lincoln Sphere there, too, for Nisha. He needs this desperately versus the Shadow Demon. It's been being controlled too much, plus the Halberd being there, too. Some great use.
My goodness. Yeah, this is, I mean... This is feeling like one of those games that could go the distance. Based upon how it's happened so far. Obviously, it could also be over in a second. Zai. I really actually feel like this heart is making a huge difference here, too. Oh, yeah, miss on the hook shot.
Yeah.
Zai getting out. Tendrils, not going to happen. Yeah, because, like, if he doesn't have that buffer of damage, they might actually get him there. Just such a tanky guy at this point.
Still no Ags consideration here for Nisha. I was wondering if he might be thinking about that this game, just like the general annoyance of the hero, but just wants to get a anti-Medusa item. Thinking about picking up his later Diffusal Blade.
Get into the Disperser later. Love that thing.
Potentially, yeah.
Oh,
20
but
seconds until Roche, and your versus clockwork, so you should not give this up for free. And now we have entered phase 2 of Snapfire, as he has Daedalus as well as the Little Shredder talent. So the hero has now transformed a bit.
yeah. No, we're in an interesting spot. There's a couple big damage dealers, but the big damage dealers from Aster, they're a little tankier. Wind Ranger and TA, not really the ones that can soak up all that burst.
We do have a double gem as well. Gem sitting on XXS on the Tidehunter there, and there's also one on Insania's Rubik. So both teams are sweeping through here, doing a little bit of Minesweeper, clearing out these wards. And they are going to send in the illusion here from Kaka, and he's going to say, Roche is up. But they also have the TA trap from Liquid, so all things are known here. And will they find Kaka again? Where can he hide? Someone give this guy the ninja gear, please. He needs help.
Get it.
He's got to hide.
Don't let him jump him. Smoke. Everybody but TA. TA's kind of in the
Zai's
front
going
right
in.
now. Zai. Who does he find? Traps down. Monet walks on forward. Can he get the silver edge hit on? Zai gets it. The broken. But the disarm and the walk away. He's just fine. He's out of there.
Yeah.
Kiss is doing nothing.
They don't have the big
This
focus.
is not what they wanted.
They were still pretty far spread out. Kaka's hiding in the trees. Sumail was back using ulti, not getting in there with the Little Shredder quite yet. They do still have the Gobble of Initiation as well as the big
Oh, the
ultis.
tendrils!
Oh!
1-2 with the Ravage, but they have the disarm. It's there for a moment. Need to get the Stone Gaze off.
See ya.
Mickey's already dead, though. Mickey's already gone, and now they find Boxy. He's dead also. Kaka is going to fall, but he gets the break off first
Is he?
on the Terra. Oh, maybe he's not. He lives. Nisha dives to the side. This fight is terrible for Liquid. Nobody is dying on Aster. Oh, my God. They got absolutely wrecked.
Bro, that was the best tendrils I've ever seen. Since this hero got tendrils, am I crazy? Did he hit Nisha and Mickey with that tendrils into immediate Ravage? And then
Yeah.
Sumail got the Little Shredder onto Mickey, and he was just gone. He evaporated.
Oh, man. And that, I mean, they bought out for that. That was the fight. That was the everything. No buybacks on anybody. They're going to start walking down lanes, and I don't know what Liquid have left now. Oh, man. They also have Refresher Shard on Tidehunter.
Ooh, I'll have to come back here.
Well, when you have 2 Ravages already between the tendrils and the Ravage itself, it's a pretty powerful thing to add onto the hero.
Yeah, now you have 4. My God. Get this man some mana. I mean, he already has it. He has a sight. This is 2 lanes, most likely. Tidehunter has the talent to anchor smash buildings. I mean, they're taking it all. Oh, Liquid coming up a little bit short in this late game scenario. My goodness. That is 2 lanes and probably a third. Oh.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is the ninja gear right now. Give it to him, XXS.
Toss in 1. Don't have the diffusal blade done on Insania.
Kaka's hunting. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. There's only one thing he needs.
Give this man ninja gear. Well, nonetheless, at this 40-minute mark, I think that they are still going to go up and try and walk for it. I mean, Medusa's at 36,000 net worth right now, eyeing up a rapier if Monet wants it.
He can't get it. He's been firing neutral. They're just not dropping.
It's so frustrating.
Oh, Sumail got ninja gear. All right, there's 1.
All right, Monet decided to buy Butterfly.
All right, the
Chicken's
team's
out.
pulling in Kaka. He doesn't get to. He's like, you don't get a neutral dog. I'm sorry.
Hook shot. Pushback. No. Save. Okay. Siamese Cat in trouble. Cookie dead. Zai now looks in for more. This is looking okay. Buyback on the clockwork. What can they do? Tidehunter dies. Oh, no. Aster, you've gone too far. And Sumail, he's getting ran at. They're all dying. Every single one of them. Monet is going to be hard to bring down. They do manage to take down 1, but the damage out. They're trying to kill Monet. He's just not dying. Zai is killing literally the entire rest of the team, and now it's just Monet. Pops the cheese. They have to do it all again. XXS back in, has that Ravage at the ready. Zai gets caught for a moment. Sumail with the double kill, though, takes down Boxy. Now the Ravage comes out. Is it going to be enough to take him down? Yes. Zai goes down. Another round. Ravage 2 connects Mickey. He's very low, but able to get the Hurricane Pike away. Buyback onto Sumail. They want to end it right here, right now. Triple kill. Sumail goes back in, throws him spuddy over, catches onto the Rubik. And now the Rubik buyback. It's Mickey and Insania. Can they do it alone? It is so hard to hold on right now.
He got kisses. These steals Ravage into kisses, but it's just not enough.
Oh, man. They don't have what they need. They can throw the kisses, but it's still a whole minute until they're going to be able to do what they need to. Sumail throws himself forward, gets the kill onto Mickey, and surely that's going to be the end. Aster pull out the victory over Liquid. A long-fought battle.
This one was looking pretty tight the whole way. It's just coming down to how these fights were going to play out. But it was the huge initiations. You can see there at the end that that wasn't the best way to start a fight, obviously, for Aster. Like the fight up top, double Ravage, double Tendrils, looked incredible. Very nicely done. Going in high ground like that, you miss that one initiation with the Clockwork. They get pulled back onto Mickey, and then they start chasing them down after. Zai's going crazy, but they still didn't have a solution for the Medusa. Right. Everything else was being taken down. That was working great. But the Medusa, not so much. And this is where it was looking really good, because they started focusing down Kaka. They recognized, like, this guy's a problem. They get this kill here, too. And this was after a pretty rough start for Liquid, because, you know, Nisha was pretty far behind on the Wind Ranger. They eventually start getting pressured inside their base, but they did fight back from this.
No, they did, absolutely. And these couple of fights here, I mean, Monet just ended up doing so much damage. Ends the game with 56,000 damage done, 9-0 and 13 on Medusa. And yeah, that's the fight that you're looking for that really catapulted them into just such a firm position for the victory here. And it all starts with XXS. Impressive. Really impressive.
Man. I think Monet did a really good job of being very mobile in these fights too. Yeah. Like with the Blink Dagger there as well, like mid-fight just recognizing, oh, hey, I actually still have this up somehow. And just getting the chase down on Nisha immediately after. And this is where it was looking like, oh, is it it? Have you gone too far? But the buyback's coming through. The Scythe was there from XXS to combo. And Sumail, with this big return, just gets a triple kill coming back into the fight. And despite a stolen Ravage, not enough. Look how close he was to going down right there. And doesn't even matter. Buyback, see ya.
Man, sick stuff. And then Sumail, the Force Staff back to make sure that he gets the catch. And yeah, it's just a little flavor on top, the goodness, as they end out that game. My God, Aster pull it out and get away with the victory here in this one. And that continues their streak, 3-0 over Liquid in the past couple of days. And I got to say, you know, if you tune into my stream, you would have seen my tier list with Aster up on the top right there with Gaming Gladiators and Liquid. Y'all didn't listen. Yeah, listen to this guy.
I didn't listen.
It's not just a bald head. There's something inside of it, Trent. My God.
There's so much information coming out that the hair can't even stand it.
Exactly. It gets repelled. Yeah. All right, we're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to have game number 2. Go for it. That guy.
Number 1.
That guy.
This guy right here. Not going to pick his nose. Oh, it's really
That's
hard.
great.
Yeah, this guy. Woo!
We're going to a break. We'll be back in a few. See y'all then.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
الحياة لحن، ولأننا جزء من مقطوعة عظيمة تحركنا، تلمسنا، تصنع من لحظاتنا ذكريات بديعة. لأن الوجبة، التجربة، المغامرة ياتيك بعد جديد في هيلتون الرياض.
All new Honor Magic 5 Pro. Freeze even fleeting emotions in just milliseconds. Take marvelous night shots with lightning-fast exposure. The display reveals more details in bright areas with an astonishingly long battery life that just keeps going. The latest flagship chipset brings you exceptional performance. Unleash the power of magic. Honor Magic 5 Pro.
could decide where I should remain, where I would hide. Sure as the sun, come rain or shine, I know where I belong. If time were to stand still, if I had a say, where I'd run to, where I would lay, if time bent to my will, if I could decide where I should remain, where I would hide. If time
And welcome back, you beautiful people out there. Trent knows what y'all want, and he gives it to you. That's right. Dance those dinos. It's perfect. We're ready. The second game should be started in just a couple of minutes here, my man. And we saw in that last game some pretty amazing stuff. We didn't talk about it a ton in the outro, but the sort of performance that Zai put on was it felt like it should have been a game-winning performance, but he wasn't on a hero that could get him all the way there. It was a little sad, but by and large, I wouldn't hate to see another first phase Timbersaw from them.
Yeah, that's got to be a little bit frustrating. I mean, I'm sure that it happens to a lot of players where it feels like you're having this incredible game and stuff, but Timbersaw is one of those heroes where that can really happen on. It kind of reminds me of like a Bristleback game where you kind of feel like you're just owning and nobody can kill you, and you look around and you're like, where's my team? Guys? You're all dead?
No.
Yeah, but they did a good job of dealing with in the late game with a lot of damage amp, as well as just like getting that early break. Because break is one of those things where people consider it versus Timbersaw, and then you always just have the like, yeah, but if he has stacks, if you break him, it's not like the stacks disappear. But there were a lot of instances where he just never got stacks in those engagements, which I think is pretty rare to happen in a Timbersaw. It just took a lot of good focus, which is again why they shifted so much of their attention to killing Kaka, because he just had the easiest way for the break. But then more breaks came out when they got the Silver Edge as well from Monet after. So just great itemization from Aster. Great play. Definitely a deserved win over that dominating Timbersaw. And this time I remembered to check. So first priority was for Aster last game. And this time it is for Liquid. They've taken second pick. That was their choice.
Yep. All right, so second pick, they're going to give Nisha hopefully a better lane, because the lane early on, man, oh man, with Sumail just beating the crap out of him. And that is the interesting dynamic that I feel like we've seen from Snapfire. Early in the laning stage, first 10 minutes, you're going to maybe double up your opponent in CS. You have this little fall off in the mid game, and then once you hit that 20, once you hit that 25, you're killing it again. And that's basically what we saw in that last game. So Timber, Io, both banned out in the early goings. I'm going to bring up the drafts that way I can see what all things are going to be changed. Enigma taken out of the pool. The other hero that was banned in the last game was the Undying. So that one might be let through, or the Broodmother. What's going to happen?
I mean, my guess would be Undying.
That Undying's let through.
Yeah, Undying should be existing. I assume Brood is probably the band, right? I guess it depends, because Aster have not been playing the Brood as much as other teams. They're generally more of a ban Brood. In fact, their their only loss was to TSM, who had Brood. And since that game, they have banned Brood quite a few times, and then they left it in, and they're leaving it in again.
Oh.
So, well, obviously, I guess because Aster already did their ban. So what am I talking about? Anyway, Aster, they have picked Brood. Let me see here. One time so far, it looks like in the first phase, they've grabbed themselves the Brood. But it was with the it was not a first overall pick. It's pretty hard to rock Brood there, so this probably means Liquid's picking Brood.
I mean, yeah, I think the thing about it too, though, is like, all right, so they're going to take the Snapfire. Again, you want that flexibility. Samil showed that he can do it really well. Part of the reason that I think that it's a little scary leaving Brood in as Liquid is because one of the best answers I've seen to Brood, at least, has been the Naga Siren, and Mickey does not really play that hero that often. Not that he can't, I'm sure, but it's just not one of the ones that I feel like we regularly see him on.
That's true.
And they're going to take the Brood for themselves. Okay.
I don't know if this was just we don't think they'll do it, or we just rather play against their Brood. But I mean, considering you lost to TSM's Brood, I don't TSM just
what
catches
are you trying to say there?
They're saying, "Hey, we made it out of the play-ins, Trent. All right, could you not?" I was like, I'm sorry, TSM. That was uncalled for. I apologize.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
need
to be
to
fair, they
close up
also
my
beat
windows.
TSM's Brood the first time. You know, just a 1-1 situation. But their answer
Whoa.
will be the Slarky Malarkey. So not going to be that Naga Siren. It's kind of interesting. I would have
I'm gonna
thought
need
Naga
you-
Siren for sure.
Yeah, same. Maybe they don't like to play it with Snap. I was just going to say, I'm going to need to close my windows because the sun is coming up right now. And It's going to get right in my eyes for these games. So keep talking your smartness. I'll be back. 1 second.
Sure, man. Yeah, so you've seen a lot of Naga Siren versus Brood because, you know, it's obviously a pretty bad time. It's even better versus the Enigma. We've all seen that hero come to rise because you're riptiding. You're killing all these little units, little annoyances. And, well, if they're not going to pick it, Aster, they're just going to ban it instead. They don't want to deal with both Spiderlings all across the map as well as Illusion. So although Lyrical was just pointing out, hey, they don't play this hero that much, Aster, they don't want to mess with that.
Absolutely. That is what I was pointing out, Trent. Thank
He's
you
so
very
smart,
much.
this guy.
I like this. Okay.
User? She's still
User?
in? Is there any need to be worried about that? Like, would Liquid do Dusa and Brood?
That sounds disgusting. Yeah, they don't want a chance it does end up happening. Now, I will say, Brood does feel like one of those heroes that can carry the game. So Zai getting on this, I would be a little bit concerned if I was Team Aster right now. I don't know how much, if y'all out there in Twitch chat or, you know, just catching up with it, some of these Brood games, this hero just becomes a monster. You get into like a Swift Blink later on, you get into all the Harpoon craziness, and he just eats heroes up with those late talents.
Hits 25, yeah. Game ends. Just feels like you can't fight versus it. But we are going to get ourselves another Elder Titan. I saw today, I believe, the first round of games, the 4 streams, there were 3 Elder Titans picked in the very first game to open up. Yeah, so we obviously were included in as one of those. Am I correct in that ours lost, I think? Yeah, it was Maposhka, right? He lost game 1.
Yeah, they lost game 1.
Then they came back in game 2, but ours was not successful. But overall, the hero has been gaining some popularity here. And you do have options. It can be a 4. It can be a 5. This is probably 5 with a 4 boxy Rubik, just based on how you would want to do the lane setups, I would guess. The initial benefits that I see is the magic amp of all Rubik spells is pretty hype because you already have amp, and then plus more amp with the spirit is really cool. Versus Slark, it can be considered a pretty bad matchup in the past, though, because it's a very telegraphed spell. So if there's any break in the chain, you are going to get a Dark Pact out of there. I wouldn't say it's usually considered an amazing hero versus Slark, so I'm kind of curious about this. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, the one nice part is that it does allow you to, like, you can catch him in his Shadow Dance.
Yeah.
If there is, like, you know, a time when he's trying to TP out or something, if you can time it all correctly or what have you. But, yeah, I would agree.
Oh, wait, but they didn't ban Faceless Void. Oh, I see. They're going to pick Void out of this. That's my theory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Faceless Void's left in. They immediately go Faceless Void. Then the ET suddenly busted. Because they had all these other carries they had to consider that they couldn't also ban the Faceless Void. So if I'm Aster, I'm picking a save right here that considers Faceless Void. Because I'm sure they've got that on the mind, too.
Right. I mean, I will say that, like, not having much damage to throw into the Chronos may be a little bit of a concern. But it's just such a nice answer against the Slark that does seem pretty worth.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if they ignored it. I mean, what other carry is that value? The other big heroes typically are like
10
Lesh,
seconds remaining.
but you know he's out.
Yeah.
And obviously Bloodseeker's banned. He's like the number one. I think their face is voiding. It still looks pretty good to me. You have tools versus Mars. You can get out with the Time Walk. The Lich Frost Armor is okay to help save you when you're inside, as well as be generally disruptive by like throwing out your spells, including the Ice Spire. Can be kind of cool versus Chrono 2.
Yeah. I mean, he has played it fairly recently as well. What else have we seen?
The other thing I was going to
play?
say is that when you go Faceless Void, I think it gives so many options to your mid laner.
Right. Yeah, there it is.
So that was a pretty guaranteed setup. I would hope that Aster knew that was coming.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be pretty solid, too, when they can sort of take their choice of mids that they want to run it with as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Probably get some of that damage thrown in there pretty rapidly, depending on what
Yeah.
Nisha gets. And then on top of that, I wonder if this means you need to switch Snapfire to, like, a support role, because now getting, like, high-level kisses stolen by Rubik is a real problem.
Yeah, you could already see it previously. I mean, obviously, they still won that game.
Right.
And they will take care of that Leshrac. Not only, it's a really good hero versus Slark, but I wouldn't have picked it where you picked the Faceless Void, because I still think you need a lot of ways to enable the Leshrac, and Faceless Void's the perfect way. Like, without the Faceless Void and not having, like, an IO, I think that it makes sense that they could just grab it, but they're still just going straight up Slark counters. They're just trying to give Monet a good game, which, I mean, might also be some considerations based on what Sumail wants to play. Does he want to play Snapfire? Does he have something else in mind that he doesn't feel like dealing with a Leshrac because of it?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I guess that the one thing, you're going to have the counter pick at the ready for Liquid, so you probably are thinking about a couple of different heroes right now, and then you just sort of go with what the best option is. They ban out the Lion, interestingly enough. So they're anticipating it's still going to be the Snapfire mid.
I mean, do you want to lose to Kaka Lion?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't want
fair.
to lose to Kaka Lion. Yeah, that's
That's a fair point.
You feel pretty stupid if it's a half-decent Lion game. I think in terms of the big heroes that are left in there standing out to me, I see Ember for both sides. Looks pretty solid.
You know what I
Lena.
see?
Something crazy.
Here's the trivia. What's the other Kaka hero?
Doom.
No.
That's old school. What's the other Kaka hero?
This is the other old school. Kaka Phoenix, baby.
Ooh, that is pretty good.
That sounds nice. Let's go. Maybe not enough control, but I like it with the Mars.
Turn to ban.
Also, just Kaka on Phoenix. It brings warm feelings to my heart.
Kaka Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty good one.
Vintage. Death Prophet taken out of the pool. A nice combination to throw together with the Void.
10 seconds remaining.
What are some
That
other
hero
heroes to work with?
has some sauce. I think that hero's a little forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she still has a little bit of life left in her,
Okay.
despite being
Yeah,
a
good to get.
floating ghost.
Team
Yeah.
Aster's turn
Yeah.
to pick.
Sky.
Interesting. Oh, I wonder if they're thinking about a Quap potentially on Liquid.
It would be fairly balanced. If it is a good, like, if they go some hero that Queen can bully a little bit, that would be pretty nice.
Team Liquid's
Yeah.
turn to pick.
Yeah,
Take
there's
the
Ember.
Ember.
It's the big. I think that was the best overall hero left for Aster.
Right.
All right, so what's our big hero? You guys want it? You guys want the big nasty?
Is it time?
Can he Huskar this guy? Can he
Is
send him
it
back
the
to the
moment?
Stone Age?
10 seconds remaining.
The other one that sort of had been an answer for a while was Dragon Knight. It's kind of like a slower, less disgusting option.
Come on. There's only one
I
guy
know.
who we want here. There's only one guy we want. It's not
Give
Huskar
us the
either.
Huskar.
No. It's the other guy. It's the big boy. It's Shadow Fiend. Come on.
Shadow Fiend.
Give us the
Ooh.
Shadow Fiend. Give me some swag. Look, he was watching those 1v1 tiebreakers. He's seeing
That
those
could be
happen. He's
cool.
just like, that could be me. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, Chrono for some damage. You got ET, some amp, right? Getting all juiced.
The only thing I don't like about it is that you're against Mars, right? So those right clicks might end up getting gobbled up a little bit there. You know
Not
what
when
I
I
mean?
raise with right click damage later on.
Okay, all right, fine.
Let's go right through that arena.
That's fair.
All right, problems with Shadow Fiend might be the setup. They don't have like the best setup in terms of like actual catch and control in this game. They could go a little
Right.
hardcore and go like puck, but then you kind of go back the other way in terms of like, do we have enough damage? But you also have ET amp, so that's a little bit in the middle, I would say. Puck that you mentioned, or sorry, Queen of Pain that you mentioned, I think is also still fairly viable. Kind of has the same issue as Shadow Fiend. It's like doesn't have the best setup for like creating fights, but she's also fairly balanced and has the matchup.
You can also slight dodge the daggers as Ember. It gives you at least a way to try and outplay.
Yeah.
And I always
true,
feel
actually,
like,
I think that's actually Ember favorite these days, it feels like.
yeah. Well, down to the wire. What are we taking, Liquid? A Pango.
Ugh. Gross.
Hmm.
That is definitely decent for the lane, but for the game, I can't say I'm a big fan.
It's interesting. I mean, they have some like very strong, just good lockdown in the chronosphere. And they kind of get now a little bit of like middle of the road fighting, you know, like team fight stuff, depending on what build you go on Nisha. Could get like a Blink Dagger or something like that. But I'm a little concerned as well. It feels strange.
The big benefits are definitely just rolling through arena, hitting Slark in Shadow Dance, or if someone is in the Depth Shroud, you can still output a lot of your damage there. The Diffusal's pretty sick this game too, if he picks it up, which I assume he will. But like versus Slark, versus Mars, versus Sumail, those are definitely heroes that can struggle a little bit when it comes to the mana. Downside though, yeah, the chrono damage. That's certainly the biggest consideration that I would have. Because like it feels like Pango and Brood are both like, we can kind of do damage in Chrono, but it's just these little tidbits. There's no like big sustained damage in the Chronosphere, like a ranged right clicker or something like that. So
yeah,
they have to be very precise with their spells in this game for Team Liquid.
Are Liquid gonna get 2-0'd? Is Aster gonna do it
2 days in a row?
Dude,
that's kind of nasty.
Crazy. Aster maybe on the come up here. We'll have to see as we get ready to go into this game number 2. Liquid backs up against the wall. Don't want to start the group stage out on the 0-2, but let's get right on into it now as we get ready for game number 2. Broodmother too.
Ugh.
Gross.
Ugh. Yeah, no one's cheering for that.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, I didn't spend my points. Do I still have time? I earned 2,000 points.
Oh, I
after
lost
that
it
last
all.
game. Yeah, you did.
I lost it all. Sad.
Everyone has gone in on Aster. The advantage is I get more points by bet on Liquid.
You know what's funny? I saw in game 1 it was like there were just like 10k or 100,000 points or something in the game. After that game, a lot less points in the old economy. A lot of people lost some there. Sorry for all y'all out there. So it goes.
I'm going in. I've gone for Aster again. Take my points.
I believe in you. Big. Can they do it? Boxy, moving on over, is right on top of a ward here. Will run into Monet. Monet says, hey, how's it going? Bye. See you later. And they're going to have to head out together now.
All right, just hit your spells.
True.
I mean, it's just Dota, guys. How hard can it be?
Success zoning back Mickey. Can Liquid manage to get actually any runes here?
Any? Even a single rune?
Oh, yeah, they sneak on in and they get that one. I thought that they weren't going to get the one that Nisha picked up, but is able to move over before Kaka could get in position.
These lanes all look pretty chill. Only thing is they have this ET in the double melee lane, which is it's whatever. It's ET. I don't know if he's gonna do any cute plays. We didn't really see many from Baposhka last time in terms of like sending the spirit through and doing shenanigans.
Right.
But obviously that it's a bit tricky to make it work because it takes quite a bit of time. You have to wait till the camp spawn, you pull through. It's only really good when you're doing rotations to come through. You like come through the twin gate or something.
Yeah. Well, and, I mean, the other thing is it's a long time where you don't get that buff. So you get a bigger buff, but you don't end up with, you know, it for a period of time while it's gone. Some good pushing back there. Boxy beating his way into the Lich a bit. One to Pichu. And in the mid lane, Sumail not looking like he's going to get the same type of dominance that he did in the last one, as Nisha is actually staying right on top of Sumail and burning through him a bit here. But
That was nice.
we'll have a slight lead for the Ember.
There's like 3 extra right clicks just based off of super quality body blocking there. As Sumail's going to have it pulled into the tower. Ooh, secured. Nice.
Well played, well played. Up on the top side, Kaka and XXS are keeping the pressure onto Insania, and as you mentioned, double melee into a Snapfire that has pretty good damage and then also a ton of kill potential with the level 2 here. So they're going to have to be pretty careful on Insania not to get bursted. Could look for a moment. If they get too aggressive, Mickey, trading hits, jumps away.
Very scary. I mean, this was a combo. Like when Mars and Snapfire dropped, like this was the combo. Bringing these two heroes in together. And they're absolutely dominating for a very long time. And the difference when you're playing Snap 4 versus a melee 5 and a ranged 5 is absolutely hilarious. I mean, you're getting just so much bonus damage, an extra 50% on these melee supports. It's just so much more likely that they're going to be in that shotgun blast range.
Yeah. Good couple of denies coming out there from XXS too. So 7 denies in this top lane. They're kind of winning all 3 right now again on Aster.
He has almost as many denies as he has last hits on Mickey.
Yeah. Oh, Slark pulled back in. Monet in some trouble. Can't do enough though. A frost shield on Pichu keeps him alive too.
Yeah, forced to throw it out there, kind of defensively to hold them back a little bit from just diving more. But still no first blood here. Who is dying first? My bet, I'm going to say, is probably on Insania.
Yeah, he's in the danger zone. Needs to kind of play far forward. There's some decent bets that maybe Pichu could be the one that goes down as well. Lich always a little bit scary in these situations. And Monet is kind of getting bullied away. We'll see. Boxy, can he interrupt it? No.
No, he'll get the bounty rune, though, more than likely.
Wait a minute now. Oh, Kaka missed his scatter blast on Insania. He just missed it completely.
Doing a little loop here, though. Right towards the courier. Oh,
damage.
He actually missed that blood grenade. That was hype. He, like, juked it.
Oh, man, this is good damage. Kaka, ever since he missed that first round of the scatter blast, in some trouble. But now XXS moving in. Can he get the God's Rebuke Spear? What? That angle.
A tiny tree. The world's smallest tree, and they get the bounty rune because of it.
That was, I mean, that's a Mars player. Like, honestly.
I mean, we just all knew Insania was going to die first, so that's really all it was. It was fate.
Yeah.
And
So
quick TP mid there from Insania. So, you know, tactical feed here to give Nisha a bottle fill.
Absolutely. And in the mid, things very even. So a very different type of situation than we had last game. We'll see if up top they do decide to make something happen onto Liquid. As Mickey just going to time walk off that damage. Does go into the 2 points in time walk for the Faceless Void in this lane. Really important. Dude. This hero, I love Snapfire. Right click feels so good, has a ton of damage, a lot of kill potential.
I just like that she's like a granny.
Okay.
She's just in here, you know. Just let her cook, man. You know, she got them cookies.
Yeah, sure enough. Ooh, Sumail. Isha has another swashbuckle in 6. Not going to be able to get there in time.
Cookie up top there, but not enough damage. They didn't like it. Weren't confident in their chances versus Insania.
Well, very static lanes, and up top, that's the favor of the Mars. Down bottom, Zai is kind of putting in a clinic, although, well, okay, able to get the time walk out. Zai is sitting with 13 denies on this Broodmother.
I thought it was XS's. We leaned that, didn't we? Oh, look at these damage. It still has a salve, though. And Pichu does return to the lane, but that was costly.
Insania, Cookie He got caught by the spear to push him back. A good bash out from Mickey, but not enough. XXS, another involvement in a kill up on this top lane. So they are getting the kills up top, but Zai is leading the charge down bottom. A lot of destruction in this lane.
Meanwhile, mid is just a farm fest here. Both heroes have 6, but no real potential for a kill either way. No supports rotating through. It's been pretty quiet on the sides. And it's like quiet in the sense that no one's like dying and just like randomly TPing mid, resulting in deaths that can happen sometimes. But it's just both very like in your face, constantly in vision of each other. So neither mid's really scared of rotations at the moment.
Yeah.
Mad chilling.
Lift. Pichu. He's going to be fine after they drop the frost shield on him.
Wisdoms.
Yeah. Coming up soon. Looks like it should be a trade-off of 2 apiece. And Nisha just trying to stack up at the same time while Liquid and Aster pull those wisdom runes for themselves. And I think Nisha's about to get a bottle refill, though. Does he end up getting caught here? Sumail?
He
has
scanned
3
that he was
remnants.
here, actually.
Thinking about it. Sumail want to chase for more. He does not have any points in chains, but does have 3 remnants. Goes in with 1. Slight dodge. And there's going to be a TQ refill bottle.
3 tip him.
Just whittling him down. 8-minute mark. Runes coming up. Lich has the bottom one.
Yeah, everybody's moving in right now. They both want to grab this power rune. 2 heroes that are really enabled by them.
Yeah.
But with a ET and a Rubik, it's really hard to contest this top one. But he's going to try and perfectly time it with the Spirit here. Is he coming in?
Oh, it's an invis for Boxy. And Nisha. Wait, they got the scatter blast off. That's some good damage. They're going to try and kill him with the slight. Kaka gets the low ground, but Sumail doesn't have enough mana to chase Nisha.
Okay. I definitely thought Sumail was going to try and do like a double Spirit, like jump-in play or something. But just didn't want to. Didn't maybe see it as being... I mean, obviously there's a chance it doesn't even spawn. So he feels dumb. Because if it was bottom, he just gets it for free. So unlucky in this case. And they grab their first kill of the game based off of that.
Yep.
Mickey is going to have Chrono here soon, but obviously they don't have that... I mean, it's a little early for supports to be 6, but you don't have that class of support that's going to grab it. And bottom lane, Monet, he's in. Maybe a second kill here. Chasing after Zai. Can't quite get it as he moves over to tree. Lyrical has passed on. I've lost him. So.
Oh, hello.
Right.
I'm back. Don't worry.
Oh, hey.
The move was so good that it just broke my computer for a second as they kill Nisha mid. Amazing. And Zai caught as well. Kaka chasing him down. Scatter blast. They have him held in the moment. Monet, does Zai have enough to get out of there? Just barely walking out. Kaka, another punch, but he's living. Oh my god, he gets away from him.
And that was a... Oh, wait, Sumail, he's here. He wants another one.
Seeing if he can. Damage onto Boxy, almost enough. And yes, they get him for the kill.
Buddy.
Kaka now also chased. So back and forth we go. Sumail, he hits pretty hard with this sleight of fist. Zai trying to
balls
juke
again.
up.
Dude, don't give him a triple. Don't give him a triple.
Oh, Zai, need to get out of there, Sumail. I think he's going to get... Oh, wait a
He was out of mana. He couldn't jump to it.
Oh, and Nisha's over here. He ends up denying himself to the creep on Kaka.
And Sumail will retreat. So that was a true solo kill mid. All the XP and gold going to Sumail as he took down Nisha. Nisha did buy out for his defusal, though. So that is a pretty big deal because now he has something to come back into this with. But that has now really sent Sumail up in this game on this Ember Spirit.
Yeah. Huge. Man, 5-1. And yeah, just taking a look at these net worths. I mean, it's still looking pretty rough for old Monet down here. He has not had a great time, but the catch-up, they've sort of been able to pull Zai down to his level. Is what it feels like a bit.
And, I mean, I did like the Faceless Void when it was picked in this draft, too. But that is still something that comes on a little bit later. And, again, he doesn't have the best opportunities to get the big chrono. And that is something they really focused on those last bans. from Aster.
Right.
Trying to make it as hard as possible.
Sumail? God. I mean, this early Diffusal Blade is definitely annoying. He has to walk back home now on Sumail after getting a bunch of his stuff burned through. His XXS and Kaka going to clear through this stack here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So that is an annoying issue to deal with, is Nisha's movements on this map with the Pango.
And meanwhile, Monet is trying to pull himself out of the depths here. Lowest of the cores as a retreat to the jungle on Slark. But yeah, that's important. My bad. A little freebie there on Insania.
Are fortified.
And up top, Mikke going to have to time walk away as Kaka went after him. Yeah, it's
Tower has fallen.
it's really been a bit tough, it feels like, for Insania to get himself involved. As Sumail found again Nisha right onto him. Turns with the Chain Frost, the bounces, they were good for a moment. Not that much left for the follow-up. And Sumail, I mean, he just walked back home, and now he has to go back again.
Well, at least he's fast, right? He's got a remnant in the river here, too, so... And he has a Fairy's Trinket. That's going to help a little bit.
Yeah, but a tough one.
Oh, they're going to smoke up without Sumail here, so... Moving through, they have Arena, they have the kisses. This is a smoke pre-blink, so if they get this kill for XXS, it'll give them the gold for Blink Dagger. They obviously want Zai, that's the big one. Depending on Boxy's movement here, they might have to sell for him. They're looping hard. Oh, do they have the spider?
Looking. No, they can't get him. Not in range for the vision. Or for the jump.
Has been killed.
I'll take that one.
Radiant's top
Some gold.
tower is under attack.
So, it's going to be more farming. Mikke has his Midas done now, and these next couple of minutes will be interesting to see what the decision-making process is. I feel like Liquid are just kind of happy sitting back, chilling for a while. You know, you've got Midas, Faceless Void, and it feels like it's more on Aster to be the ones to maybe make a move, maybe around this Blink Dagger timing for XXS.
Yeah, and I think the last thing you want to do for Aster is focus on a fight on the tower. Because fighting under their towers is going to be really bad. What happened?
That's another Midas Monet has.
All right.
Yeah, we're in for those games. That's perfect.
I love the golden gloves.
Dire are scanning.
But yeah, my one concern would be if Aster try and dive towers too hard. That is where you can certainly run into trouble versus Faceless Void. Because, you know, Mikke's not Spectre. He's not just going to randomly appear in these engagements. And he's in a greedy state based on this game. So if he can TP into the fight, that's bad. So don't go where he can do that. Nice grab.
Turn around play. Can they get it? They might be able to. And in fact, as they kill off the Brood, they're also in a little bit of trouble with the rest of these heroes. So they connect onto Pichu to start. Seeing if they can find any more. Nisha, spear back. Oh, good play. Sumail there. The cookie onto both. Nisha still trying to do what he can as he chases down XXS, but Sumail shows up trying to help out his teammate, and it will be enough for the kill. So Aster, in spite of Liquid baiting Zai, it still works out well for Aster.
That might have been the luckiest lucky shots I've ever seen. He just kept disarming every time he was hitting him. XSS is just like waiting for his chance to do something. It just wasn't occurring. But yeah, Sumail comes through to bail him out there and grab that kill. So again, that's now the second death of this game. And both times, pretty tough time where it really feels like they want to get him going. You know, he's like trying to find himself. Now he's going for the Aghanims here. He's been seeing the impact, I'm sure, of this Diffusal. Just thinking, you know, if I can get a little bit tankier, if I can output this onto everybody, maybe I can really ruin these games. Or these fights, rather.
Well, and to be fair, I think there's also something to be said. Like, I was thinking, where's going to be the damage for Liquid inside the Chrono? But the reality is that these are not super tanky heroes on Aster, you know, with the exception of Mars. And once they get the mana drained, it's just kind of like slowly whittling them down to death anyways.
Yeah, if you survive but have no mana, did you really survive?
Right.
Is that a life worth living? A manaless hero?
Exactly. Trying to find a pick off now. XXS hunting with the Arena ready. Kisses back off cooldown in 7 seconds. The call is maybe to head for Nisha. find him and a good angle for it. A jump.
Right, don't be greedy under tower.
Oh, Rune spawns over on the other side to DD.
Insania is not prepped for this though. In terms of dire vision, they don't really see a whole lot. Like, look how far back they're playing from their tier 1 tower up top. They think there's a large contingent of enemy forces coming this way, and they are correct.
Yeah. Yeah, wisely not trying to contest for that one at all, and instead giving up the whole rest of the map for the team to farm it up, get where they need to go. So Aster on the front foot right now. Want to see when Monet feels comfortable getting into this game, because he is about to have the Echo Saber. But I think even then, he's probably not going to feel comfortable showing up to fights. On the other side, Mickey. He's just getting back towards the lane now, has the completed Maelstrom after the Midas, so more farming at the ready for the Faceless Void. Can always contribute with his Chrono as well. I don't think we've seen one of those all game, unless I'm mistaken.
No, we have not. Been watching Zai too, just going immediately into the BKB. Sometimes it is just a necessity, and he feels like it is this game, but it just means, no early like Echo Saber or anything either. Just chilling.
Yeah.
Waiting to finally get that up. But it is done now. So when they bring this heat and they bring the fights, he will be ready for it. It also gives him a good opportunity in this game for just escaping. They don't have any way of dealing with that until Kaka picks up his basher later. And then he little shredder and stuns him, which obviously will happen.
Boxy stealing for the moment the slight, and we do have almost completed Aghanim Scepter on Nisha. XS steps forward, they back away, break the Blink Dagger, and it looks like Kaka should be able to get the D ward there. Takes it out. Aster finally trying to put a little bit of pressure on here, but I mean, they still don't feel completely comfortable with it. Dude, neither of these teams wants to do anything. They're both just farming. Although, up top, they find a Chrono with the arena down and the kisses, trying to dodge. Mickey gets out of trouble. Okay. That works.
Bro, I'm tipping so hard right now for Mickey. That was actually a worth defensive Chrono. If this keeps him farming, that was great. Now, here's the problem. The Chrono, I think, was the reason why they didn't want to push mid. But now that's down. So now it's all on Insania, and he's probably in.
Yeah, that's a quick kill.
So no Chrono, no Elder Titan. I am hitting this mid tower right now. 100%. Nothing is stopping me if I'm Aster.
They do have, like, horrifically bad tower hitters, though.
They do.
And, like, if they step up, Pango just swashbuckles them. Dude.
That is true. It's always a consideration with Ember lineups, and then you got a Slark, and you're like, oh, yikes.
Yeah, and, like, you don't have Tide with Meteor Hammer. Like, I don't even know. XXS, it's time. Go back for the Meteor Hammer. We need it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. We're not hitting buildings in this one.
Man, this is going to be an interesting game. That's for sure.
Just don't feed.
Exactly. Clearly, that's the answer. Well, somebody that definitely is feeding on the corpses of others is Zai, eating up all the little creeps along the bottom side of the map. And that is one thing that, at least for Liquid, they'll have, is they kind of have a pseudo tower hitter in the Brood Mana. So, could be good stuff there. Sumail has a regen rune at the ready as he's getting whittled down by Nisha a bit. We'll get up to the high ground. And Philosopher's Stone, that is an item that you want in this game. That's for sure.
Is Brood the only hero in the game that just bites?
Give me a second.
Never thought about that. I'm literally looking at the hero list right now.
Lifestealer, does he not bite? No.
No, it's the claws. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
He probably does a little biting. You know, like Undying. Maybe they take a nip here or there.
Okay, I like that.
But Brood is just all bites.
She is all bites. You'd think Primal would be more bites.
Yeah, no, but he's fisticuffs, you know?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
some elbows in there, too. He probably does, like, a big elbow drop. And he definitely does that whole, like, jumping double kick thing, you know? Like,
Right.
stacking the pads like an NHL goalie. He definitely throws that.
I
Lone
feel like his
Druid
legs are
Bear.
too short. Yes.
What about-
there you go. But it
Does
doesn't only
It's-
bite.
No, it swipes, too.
It also swipes. There is
Even
biting.
Lycan swipes
Yeah, crazy.
when he's the wolf. Oh, so
Yeah.
it's just Brood, huh?
Crazy.
Oh, guys, I'm glad we all learned this together.
To be fair, her legs are like kind of bad for swiping. Like, you don't care if like a little brute leg hits you.
No, they're useless.
Absolutely. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Solving important issues.
That's what we need more cosmetics about. Heroes biting. What would be the scariest hero to have bite you?
I mean, probably Lycan. Chat saying Lycan or Undying. I think. Chat saying Lycan, WTF. Guys, Lycan definitely swipes with his claws.
It's
I mean,
not
he
only
bites his allies, guys.
Yeah.
You know? He's definitely getting the
Slark.
fisticuffs in there, too. But
Dyer's
maybe,
middle
does he
tower
just bite in the
is
ulti? Maybe he does.
I think a scary hero to
He
bite.
definitely swipes. I can picture the claws.
has fallen.
I think Night Stalker would be a scary hero to bite you. Because
Yes.
he like bites
Yeah.
you through his forehead.
Dude, what is going on with that face? That face is
I don't
out of
know.
control. This game,
good.
though, it's about to get out of control because you got BKBs picked up. It's
Wow.
rushing time. We're hanging in there. We have delayed it through the bite discussion to Real
Yes.
Dota returning.
It's ready. They're ready to go now. XXS looking for an opening or looking to farm more creeps.
Ooh, also
Breaking the
exciting.
Blink Dagger. Stolen. Will work again. Doing a good job of covering it, but it looks like this is just going to be a free Aegis. They can't get there in time. So Aegis on Nisha. And Liquid. That was Trent, can I give you props for that? That was the first time that I've ever just tabbed out of a Dota game to look at the hero lists.
I
That
mean,
was
we had to
very
know.
good. That's
Chat,
true.
I will let you know they were very upset that we didn't seem to agree on Lycan as much, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I can definitely picture the giant claw swipe, but he bites
Yeah.
a little. So we're all in this together,
Dude,
guys.
think about this is Liquid fans here. You're embarrassing yourselves. The Matumba man clap 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 was about him swiping on Lycan. Unbelievable. They call themselves Liquid fans. Wow. Regardless, 9-2, 23 minutes in, and continuing to push out these waves.
I think you were pretty accurate when you predicted how this game was going to go. In terms of we're chilling,
We're big chilling.
guys. Get used to it. We're gonna be here a while.
How many towers have been taken? There has been the tier 1 tower mid, I guess,
And
for
bottom.
both teams.
We got
and
3?
bottom. Four of them.
Oh yes, of course. I couldn't see that one. Yeah. 4 towers.
Yep,
though.
yep.
Not bad.
Not bad.
The usual suspects.
Absolutely. That's what you want to see.
The problem is, like, starting fights is a little awkward. What's crazy is that Monet went this ag so early, and I don't think he's pounced anyone.
No, he's got it to get to creeps quicker
Yeah.
than the Slark.
Pounced
Which has
some
worked
Satyr
pretty well.
camps.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I say that. You know, he's running away right now. He's not even pouncing to camps.
You know what's interesting, too? Open up the graph right now for win probability. It's a pretty good indicator.
50-50. Yeah, it's
Exactly 50-50.
like, I don't know. Just do something. It's just fight, teams. Let me figure this out here. All right, potential jump down bottom, but you remember there is a BKB, so this has to be.
Oh, BKB, walk away, or the TP, or the nope, don't fight. All right, run away. Bye. Back to farming. Now the roll in.
Juke.
Can they turn it? Can they lift it? Can they do it? Bob the Builder, yes they can. Mickey running away while XXS starts to drop. The spear connects him in the low ground. He speared him into the ground. As
the
Monet
world.
hunting, finding Nisha, does the little roll up into runaway, but no, a kill, and the kill into the Aegis. Now, can he get out of here? Blink. No, the timing of the spear from XXS.
All right, now
And
let me-
that's what you get for trying to go on people.
I am a
Get
Platinum 5 Chun-Li player, and let me tell you, that's called a meaty. All right, so when someone's on their wake up and you cover the option with some damage, or in this case a stun, that's a great meaty
like that.
spear there from
meat.
XXS. Clearly playing a little bit of some FGC games lately.
See, I would have described it as a meaty spear as well, with no context of that at all. It's a spear that looked meaty to me.
Well, you know what? That's because it was.
That's right. Tier 1 tower taken down bottom, 10-2. Still, less than 1,000 gold separating these two squads. Zai tries to hold on to this tower, but Monet, we talked about the Aghanims not getting a ton from it earlier. The stacks, they are a building, but can he get away? Monet turns to fight some more. Chrono 1-2, pretty freaking good, but where's the follow-up damage? He's rooted, they back away. But the Aghanims, the turn, the damage, it's coming out. Monet able to live, able to get away, but they come on in with the finish from Zai. Nice connection, still chasing. Nisha wants one. The spear, the meatiest of spears from XXS as they try and find Sumail. Remnant hoping to escape, but no, the Hex, the triple kill from Zai. Last game he was owning, now he's on a hero that can maybe close this out. 4 dead.
Oh, go get him. The chase down is real. We finally found some Dota here, folks. We're getting in there.
It's one of those no rush 20 minutes type of games. That's what you gotta have.
Everyone just wanted their cool items, their cool spells. They wanted to see what would happen, and finally getting to use some of these BKBs. They've been laying dormant for so long now. Things not really connecting as nice as you might hope for Aster. I talked about Liquid being the ones who had to use very precise spells. They did a pretty damn good job on that one. But the lack of combinations there from Aster. Couldn't really get a good use of this Aghanims from Kaka, especially. This is a huge investment this early for a support player. And all I saw him do was pick up Pichu and throw him into the arena when he was really low and he didn't even get another spell off. And,
right.
You think about what else this could be. This could be auras. This could be Solar Crest. This could be Blinks. This could be a catch onto Zai if they had the Basher, but Monet not opting for it. He wants to go for his own Diffusal after this.
Okay. Well, nice steal there by Insania by Boxy in the meantime to pick up that Wisdom Rune. Toss away Zai in some trouble. Hex the turn. Monet misses the pounce. The stomp, though, it comes out, able to get the Dark Path timing. Tries to get away, leashed up for a second salvo, and Monet back on the hunt, gets the kill. So, though Liquid take the last fight, Aster, they have less of these long cooldowns. They're just ready to go again.
Yeah, they want to catch those BKBs after they're being utilized there. And although there's no Basher yet from Monet, there is one coming out for Nisha. So just going to be another extended use of this Aghanim Scepter. We also use this tier 3 token. What do you got in here, Nisha? The Defiant Shell. All right.
Oh, big.
All of these attack modifiers being utilized once more.
Roche, 2 minutes till it's capable of respawning as Liquid gonna try and reassert some control. They will have Chrono back up now. See if they decide to take a fight.
Yeah, it's pretty close to this as well, but yeah, they're all just getting out as Aster make their way up to the northern part of the map here. But Fusel's done. I think Aster looking pretty good for this next fight. I'm kind of feeling it. I feel like they've got everything all together here. If the Basher comes out, Monet is just going to be crazy strong. We got to look for the depth shroud placement again. So that's still a pretty strong option for them right now. But it's Liquid who are starting to prowl a bit here. They're halfway through this smoke. There is an OBS here for both teams, so it could be a false sense of security right now for Kaka. But there they go. They see the placement happen, so... Oh, in there from Nisha.
Oh, can't quite get him. Monet just passed by too. Zai leaves one behind, finds Kaka, gets the kill. Pichu, Hex, out in time. So both supports gonna fall, and Liquid in good position now to head on bottom and try and get down some vision for the Roche.
Exactly. That is 100% the goal right now. To ensure that this is gonna be your territory. Right now, any wards chilling other team? They got 1 OBS and 4 sentries on Insania, so...
XXS onto him, tries to burn him down, pops the BKB, has to run. XXS in more trouble. Blink back off cooldown in 3. Okay, and he manages to get away.
That's
scary stuff.
Yeah, he didn't go for the immediate TP, and now that won't be an option because the Basher just got delivered on the courier to Nisha immediately after that. That would be a riskier option.
Well, Roche capable of respawning right now. What's the timer going to be? 2 minutes. That,
Ooh,
I think,
that's big.
is very favorable for Aster.
Yes, they need 200 gold to finish off the Scythe on XXS. And as we saw earlier from Team Spirit with Collapse, that is when his whole game turned around on this Mars. Just made everything so much easier and more reliable. That, as well as the Shard, is the other big one. I'd like to see them grab that, but they don't have the benefit that we do of knowing that Roche is going to take a while, so they have to immediately start getting down here.
Right. X finds himself an Ember. Sumail, not really going to do that much.
That is a great steal for Boxy. Unfortunately, when you die, you don't keep it. So,
right.
No sweet buyback plays for the Rubik players.
Well, nonetheless, looking for a wraparound. And they're keeping one near the pit. They do find Insania all alone on the other side. And that's big. I mean, that's a big kill to get right now. Obviously, they're going to know that Roche isn't back up. If he can hold out on his buyback, it will be in enough time. No, he's going to buy back. Hard for him to get there. He's got TP to the tier 2. They jump for a minute on to Mickey. Got him under control, bringing him lower and lower. But the time walk, the walk away, does have Chrono ready, but he's holding on to it. XXS taking damage, going to die. Now running away, Insania kind of in no man's land with Zai. Going to try and chase after Kaka. And they will find him. Another Hex laid down. That fight went their way.
Zai's just a bounty hunter, man. You try and escape, you try and get away. He's chasing down the trees, getting the sights out there. No one escapes. When they check Roche again, nothing there.
They'll see it in just a second with the spiders. And yeah, now the call comes out, and they'll head on in to take that. 20 seconds should be enough. It's not the fastest Roche in the world, actually.
So,
but
there was something really small that I think actually set that entire fight up for Liquid, and that was with Boxy using the Remnant. So he placed a defensive Remnant, and he blinked in, and then once they cast a couple spells, like Slark immediately, I couldn't tell if he went Depth Shroud or Ulti, because I just shot the Shadow Dance. Immediately, Boxy jumps out, and he felt committed to chase on the Slark. He's like, well, I have to use this. So it must have been his ulti. Starts chasing after a little bit. Then you have XXS jump in, and it was just like a messy start to the fight that you really wouldn't want to occur. And it's a very creative way for Boxy to use this ultimate. I'd also like to see him make a play with the Shard too, right? Because he's even getting that upgrade available.
Totally. That would be nice. Kaka going to get the Shard now for himself. So has Ags and Shard at this point. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, like, the fact that they held Chronosphere on Mickey means that there's so much more time now for them to make these plays.
That was crazy. Yeah. I definitely would have expected him to either Chrono immediately where he was or try and go for, like, kind of that aggressive jump after. But probably just worried about, like, buyback stuff and just really wanted to ensure it was for, the, like, 100% the Roche fight. Like, what was actually going to get you Aegis. They want to ensure they have it for that.
Yeah, because if he doesn't have Chrono, rather, after that fight, there's a chance that Aster come back and contest. But now, Liquid trying to assert their dominance over the map. They're sending out the spiders to scout everything out. Monet trying to kill them off, but it's kind of an annoying pursuit to just keep on having to deal with each one of these spiders individually.
It really feels like it's the lack of push that has caused so many problems for Aster this game. They couldn't take any advantage of the lead that they were starting to accrue in the early game. It wasn't a huge lead, but it felt like the fights were just there, if they could force fights. And it's very hard to catch Pango, Faceless Void, and Brood, so what you can do is catch objectives. The towers don't run away, but they couldn't really push them. Part of that is also down to the ET, a very hard hero to move into offensively, even when you have decent push. So they were really just at a loss for actually advancing the map all too much. And then these big items come out. The Scythe from Zai has been absolutely clutch. And then Nisha just creating the most frustrating Pangolier to play against with this eggs and, mana drain, bashing. And big shoutouts to Mickey, too, because he fully used all the space that he's been given in this game. He's still deathless right now from this Midas Faceless Void. This is the Faceless Void that loses you guys all your pubs, who goes Midas and sits in the jungle the whole time, and you're just like, oh my god, when are you ever going to do something? But he is keeping it going with the farm.
Right. Yeah, doesn't cast Chrono in the fights.
Like. Yeah, that's that's the guy. You know
He's
him
doing
well.
It the right way, though.
Yep.
And you guys can emulate this in your pubs as well if you want. As Mickey is gonna start going
Dude,
up.
if he
Pressure
had
high
got
ground a
Scythe
bit.
there and lost Aegis, that would have been so funny. Because he jumped right on top of XXS.
Yeah. Not going to happen this time.
Okay, imagine he gets scythed and is speared back towards the well to one of those trees, and then he
I
just
know.
loses both lives. Let's not do that one again.
Yeah, no chance this time around. They are hunting right now. Monet, Sanya on him. Has to jump away, but the chase. Oh, he got it off. But they have Chrono. Do they decide to use it? Thinking about it. Oh, no, the turnaround. XXS is there.
Stunned,
and now
bashed.
they're on to Mickey. Mickey, jump in, jump out. Still thinking about that Chrono. Second round of Hex. Building up. Couple of a fight. And yeah, they're finally going to drop it. That is a nice one. Connects onto both. Easy for the kills.
Absolutely annihilated there, and trying to get something going. I mean, they can sense it, right? They know that the game is not looking good for themselves on Aster, so Monet's trying to find a little pick, or he's trying to create a bit of chaos. Now you have Sumail trying to cut waves, and just hoping there's not enough control to continuously keep him down. Nisha not getting the lucky bashes there that might have allowed Boxy to follow up with perhaps a telekinesis and a cookie, and then more bashes. And Sumail's just saying, more creeps, feed the beast. He's out of there.
He knows what he needs to do. He's got to cut these waves wherever he can, but up on the top side, Nikkei, he's ready to kill some heroes. They're not playing that much more anymore. They want to end this freaking game. They have a creep wave up top. Don't have one mid or bottom. They're going to get the full value out of this that they can, though.
Ooh.
Whoa.
There goes Size Lincolns.
Interesting. Nisha
Grab
in
there.
there, too. Monet is just off farming. I mean, they're losing their entire sets of buildings, and Liquid, I don't think they're leaving. Chrono, 60 seconds away. Monet trying to cut this, maybe get a courier here or there, but that is going to be a second set of racks, and nobody can deal with this top lane. The waves just keep coming in.
It's also a butterfly on Mickey too, so even though he was kind of hard to bring down before, without the Chrono, he can still play a little bit aggressive, utilizing the shard and the butterfly.
Right. Smoke out now, as the Aegis has expired. Dire scanning. The big wraparound comes out.
Now, if you were here this morning, it was a 15k lead, and they lost in about 4 minutes, thanks to a Mars Scythe.
That's true.
Can XXS perform the collapse? Can he cause the collapse of Team Liquid?
To be fair, it was also team. They also lost the Aegis and got a free Aghanim Scepter on collapse. So
We don't talk about that part.
okay.
That's next. Don't spoil. All right.
All right. My bad.
Next Roche will be Radiant side as well. So
That's
you know,
pretty big.
Maybe that's how it happened.
Yeah. See if Liquid can pull a game in Gladiators.
Which you would think would be a good thing as of late,
Right.
but not this morning.
Well, nonetheless, it is a pretty substantial lead for Liquid, but as we've said multiple times, we've seen these types of comebacks before, and Liquid not infallible in this situation. Probably going to want to wait for the Aegis.
Yeah, the creep cutting really paying off. And it's
Yeah.
kind of what helped delay this a little bit here. But maybe it's also just the patience of Liquid recognizing that, hey, we really want Chrono.
Yeah.
And they haven't really been in a great spot since that's come back up. Is Monet a target for him? Is this hunting Mickey? It looks like it is. He's got his ninja gear. He wants to see what's up.
Wanting to find somebody, and well, there is somebody over here. It's Kaka with Boxy nearby, found by XXS. Nisha rolling through. Manages to get him with the bash there. That's crazy. So Monet dies to the chronosphere of Mickey. And yeah, that is exactly what they were looking for. Well played.
I was watching mid. He just straight up Chrono killed him, huh?
Yeah. Nice
That's a tough
done.
one. That's the matchup right there. I mean, they let him know when they picked this ET
Yeah.
that this was probably showing up here.
Oh, that is a melee rack soon to go down. And they're dodging away from the damage at the moment. But Aster not buying back on the Slark. 45 seconds, a smoke up. Maybe they look to jump with the Hex, but they need this buyback. He has a Lincoln Sphere on him now, too.
Yeah,
Mickey, hard to kill, hard to deal with. They want to jump. They want to get the perfect initiation, but they can't quite get him. Run through. Good connection, but Mickey, BKB, turn to fight. XXS starts to fall. They get in on all of them. Sure, right there with them as well. They find themselves the double on Boxy. Nicely played. Remnant out. Zai on a killing spree as he found that back line, waiting for Sumail to show up with the nullifier there. A couple quick hits. Double for Zai. GG is called. They tie the series up 1-1.
Boxy with the ultimate counter to Depth Shroud. Stolen Mars Spear with Shard. Yeah, come on out. Come play. We're not done with you guys yet. Don't hide in there. It's not quite finished there. And damn, Team Liquid coming back in game 2. No, nobody beats Liquid 4 games in a row. That's what they say. All right. So yeah, 2 Otis yesterday, but we're gonna get the 1-1. They had their revenge here, and a lot of it coming down to just Mickey, a great pick on the Faceless Void, and the inability of Aster to push this game, to try and get things moving. Liquid recognizing that, hey, we can drag this out with this Brood method that we picked up really early. Speaking of which, losing to Brood in the first phase is definitely feeling pretty rough. Still very possible these days.
Yeah, why did they do that? Why didn't they ban that? I don't know.
Because Undying is spooky. Actually, I don't remember who they banned.
Yeah, that was a rough one. But again, I think it's an interesting series for Aster because game number 1 was this like hard fought back and forth. Game number 2, it kind of just felt like they were always going to run into this problem right here, that if Mickey holds his chrono for the right moment, they'll win whatever fight he uses it on him.
I also think it was just hard to start good fights from Aster for a long time. Like,
yeah,
this Kaka Aghanim Scepter idea, that this only works if you're like jumping the Mars onto someone. I don't really know. I don't know why this Ags came out first. Yeah. I didn't see a lot of benefits to it. It's a humongous investment early when it felt like they needed to be actually doing stuff. Like, it was pretty greedy in my eyes, and certainly did not pay off for our big gamer here in this one.
No, and it's not often that you see Mars get speared to his own arena.
No,
feels
nice.
bad, man. So we end the day with 1-1 apiece. If you guys missed it, game 2 of the Gaming Gladiators Team Spirit matchup was amazing. And then the first matchup here, I feel like for Aster Liquid was really good. But Trent, that's going to do it for us. We're going to have a couple other fine gentlemen come in and spell us. It's going to be Gareth and Waga. But thoughts for what we've seen so far in the day? How are you feeling about these teams that are facing off against each other in Group A?
I mean, hey, this is the best teams in the world, right? So there's just going to be more excellent games coming out here on this stream. And I'm just looking forward to continuing here to see who's going to be leading the charge out of the groups. Now we finished the play-ins. We got some fresh faces. Are these teams who have had their chance in the play-ins going to look a little bit better because they're more warmed up? That's the question. Are we going to see more Meepo? Is the hero just going to keep popping up all over the place? That's another big question for us here today. So stay tuned and enjoy yourselves with Gareth and Wagamama.
We'll see you then.